So look who's getting in the talk show business. Nope, not him.
Who's that?
Clinton.
Really?
Bill Clinton.
I didn't hear that.
It's a story in the New York Post today.
Yeah.
It says that according to Harry Thomason, he's been talking with Clear Channel about starting a new show.
Great.
And I guess it would go on after Rush. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. I sure hope he does a better number than Bill O'Reilly does in this market, that big that he's got.
Clinton
Isn't that interesting? He's made no impact on radio in South Florida. He doesn't even crack the...
I didn't even know he was on here.
Yeah, well, there you go. No, neither does anybody else.
I guess. But how do you think Clinton would be as a talk master?
I don't know. It's just, who knows?
Yeah.
Remember Mario Cuomo tried it.
Yeah.
Most politicians, I mean, he's fascinating for a little while, Clinton, but I don't know. Personally, I don't listen to talk shows myself.
You know what? Clinton is a great interview.
Yeah. Well, too bad we can't get somebody great to interview him.
The fact that you're a great interview doesn't make you necessarily a great talk show guy.
Right.
But every time I've heard him interview, he's brilliant.
Yeah. I like when he gets PO'd at the media. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Remember a couple interviews he did, I think, with a British media and just went off the deep end. It was great.
Yep.
And deservedly so. Especially when you see what we got now, what's going on in the world right now, and this guy was put through the ringer over a couple of you-know-whats.
Yes.
I mean, let's get serious.
We can't say that.
No, we certainly cannot. We can't even say you-know-whats. We can just say, that's it.
So I can't even say the name of the place where they had the U.S. Open last year.
Really?
Yeah, Joyce.
Ooh.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
I heard of that place.
Yep.
Both parts.
Well, I'm off for Louisville. Weekend in Louisville.
Yeah, it's some phantom race that doesn't even exist. You're not fooling us. I'm going to be tuning in. No, actually, I won't be because I'll be gambling this weekend. I'll be in Niagara Falls.
It's late in the afternoon.
I'll be at the Fallsview Casino plunging my guts out all weekend, so I won't be able to.
I'll be at Caesars, Indiana.
I might have to tune in just to make sure you're on the air. That's not one of these phantom races.
No, I'll be there.
Our poll today, you might have some interest in. We got 200 votes on it already. What's your favorite form of gambling? 52 people don't gamble, but again, that leaves 151 who do.
That's a great question. What's yours?
Yeah. Well, slots. Used to be horses, as you know, but not even close now.
And then trotters.
Close. Right, not anymore. See, to me, the most boring, thoroughbred racing to me is just coma-inducing. I mean, you sit there for a half hour between races and you just read that form over and over and you change your mind 15 times. And there's nothing going on. There's no horses warming up. There's nothing going on.
Well, now you have simulcasting, Neil. You got a race going every 10 minutes.
That's true. So then that spiced it up. In fact, I think I told George before the show, I said, that's the only thing that's kept racing alive is the simulcasting.
You know what I like about the track is... it used to be, and I wonder if this has something to do with the fact that you no longer are that interested. A lot of the guys you hung out with at the track are no longer here.
They're dead.
Yep.
That's right. Oh, well, sure, going to the track, for example, now Fat Rich died, so how often when I'm home do you think I'm going to be going over to Pompano Park? I mean, I'll go once in a while.
Yeah, and then you went with Calder a lot to the...
Right, that's correct.
So
that's part. Well, you know it as well as I do.
I think that has a lot to do with
your buddies, and it's like a day at the races. That's all.
That's right.
The gambling is like a secondary thing.
That's why a lot of people play golf. You know, if they go out there with a few guys and they spend the afternoon.
Yeah. In fact, I know you and Mo probably.
We play a lot of golf together.
I'll bet. Anyway, don't gamble 54, blackjack 37. Slots 22. Now, the person who sent the suggestion for this poll and said, show that Josh Cordes a thing or two and take a poll on, because Josh is very negatory on slots. He thinks it's only for, like, pansies and old ladies.
Gay.
And I keep trying to... No, seriously, if he would go out... Well, he just got a closed mind. When I go out to Woodbine, it's astonishing how many young people there are there. Just all kinds of people, young and old and ethnic and you name it.
Gay.
Slots 22, poker 19, sports betting 18, craps 11... Lottery 10, that's a good bet. Roulette 10, Russian roulette 9.
Russian roulette?
I'll tell you one thing. I wish I could pick the 9 in my audience who are playing Russian roulette.
Yeah.
Kind of like fix the gun ahead of time.
I would like to send that game to the sales department.
Please, don't even start me with that. Horses 9, cockfighting 4, highlight 3, dog racing 2, bridge 1, bingo none, and baccarat none.
How about sports betting?
18.
Oh, okay.
Just behind poker. But you see that? So horses and then, of course, you look highlight and dog racing, way down. I was telling George before about when I first came to town Highlight and dog racing were huge. Remember when they used to have the matinees at the dog and at both Highlight and dog?
You know, Christmas night was enormous at Miami Highlight because they didn't run all year long then.
And at Biscayne and Flagler, they'd have the matinee. They'd handle 700,000-800,000 in the afternoon. Then they'd handle over $1 million at night on a weekend. It was
Ken Malden and I were talking about that the other day.
Yeah. How's Ken doing?
Ken is good.
Good.
Yep. But the days when he was out at Biscayne, that was a great time.
Great there, I'll tell you that.
They treated everybody great. It was terrific to go out.
I love
there.
Biscayne.
Yep.
It was a fan-friendly place.
Yep. But I would be interested on the poker part of it to see how that broke down age-wise because I just read a story in Sports Illustrated about how many young people are into poker right now.
Yeah.
And it's
well, even break it down further, like the people that play the slots, the video poker is huge now.
Yep. I mean, people are watching poker on television, which
now, what
I
about
never
Texas
thought
Hold'em? Is that like what is that?
That's a form of poker.
Right.
It's a high-low game, or you can play straight poker. And
what channel can I watch that on?
You can watch it on ESPN2.
Oh, no thanks. No,
I was watching it yesterday. They had a great match.
Get out of here! You were watching poker?
You turn that on. By accident, and you get hooked watching it for a few minutes because it is somewhat fascinating to watch the best people play.
Play cards to me is like watching other people play golf. No chance.
You know what the ratings are?
I know it's.
It just shows you where we are. Reality programming and poker.
Look at the ratings for Oprah.
Yep.
See, what does that tell you? The fact it's got ratings doesn't mean much to me.
But that's what the young people
are doing.
Look at the
ratings for NASCAR. All the people waiting for the big crash.
See, now that's a different culture altogether. I know it's out there.
Oh, it's out there, all right. It's huge.
Oh, it's huge. It's something that doesn't affect me one way or another, but I know it's there.
Doesn't affect me in the least.
Nope. But it's giant.
I just never took enough BC powders to be into NASCAR.
That's fun sitting there. You might as well. To me, it's no different from getting a high-rise overlooking I-95.
Yeah.
Wait for the crash.
That's a good idea.
You're going to see one. All right, I got to get a plane to catch.
Oh, great. Well, listen, have a great time in New York with this bogus race. What is it, the Peter Stuyvesant?
I'll send you. I'm not going to be in New York. It's Louisville. It's the Stephen Foster.
Oh, the Stephen Foster. Is it Stephen Foster Hewitt?
Yep.
In my old Kentucky home.
I'll send you my expense check.
Do they play my old Kentucky home? I know they do it before the Derby.
No,
they
don't.
Before this race?
No.
Well, what about Stephen Foster?
Well, he wrote the song. And
I've been working on the railroad.
That's why he got the...
For the Song of the South?
That's why he got it named after him.
Well, I'll be damned.
And the race, too.
Well, someday they can have the Neil Rogers and the Hank Goldberg Memorial Race.
Hope not too soon.
There was a horse named Alan J. Finkelson.
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. He's still running, by the way. Well, listen, enough of this racetrack. Catch your plane. Have a great time in Louisville. And
I'll see you Monday.
Don't lose too much. I'll try not to also.
You're here Monday, right?
I beg your pardon?
You're still here Monday?
Absolutely not. Are you out of your mind?
When do you leave?
Tomorrow's the beginning of the end. Tomorrow's I got vacation, and then when I come back a week from next Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
See you a week from next Tuesday.
I'll be here.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Yo, let's rate Radio Big Show.
Oh.
That's how we pass the time away in the gay old jail of heart.
There we go again. We got Hank on here again in the back.
How about now?
He's recording a spot. I beg your pardon?
How about now?
Oh, there you go.
What a joke. Here's a very
very disturbing. By the way, you're listening to WQAM, but you already knew that because of all the technical screw-ups already. We haven't even officially started yet, and we've already got technical issues. But that's okay because we're used to it, and the audience knows where they are, right?
Good point. That's the station ID.
Yeah. The station where you hear all the screwed-up stuff. That's WQAM. Mark it down. Anyway, here's a fax from Frank. So I guess we let the cat out of the bag, or I did on the pool, which is fine, because I figure Hank's a plunger, so why not let him in on it? Frank says, I am nearly addicted to online casinos. Do we want to put that on there? Online casinos? I guess so.
Okay. Online gaming.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah.
In fact, if you, brother, if you go online and type in slots and just do a Google it, the stuff that comes up, and I've never checked them out because I don't, that's the last thing I want is to get involved with that crap. Wow. Holy, the only thing is bad, well, I guess maybe not worse, but as bad would be like for me to sign up for this HMI, this horse racing network.
Long odds is draw fire. This 7-1 shot leads by 3.
See what I'm saying? I mean,
somebody faxed in stock market, so I added that.
Oh, stock market, that's gambling.
Very good
point. Man, a bad bet, too. A fool and his money are soon farted. Anyway, Frank says, I'm nearly addicted to online casinos. The slots are awesome. I rarely cash out, and when I do, the casino finds some reason not to pay, but they're still pretty fun. Well, what is that? The casino finds some reason not to pay?
Great. Sign me up
twice. Well, what is that all about, Frank? Also, I like betting baseball at online sportsbook. You can bet $10 on a 9-team parlay and win as much as $15,000. Pretty good odds of winning if you can pick 9 positive odds. Well, that's great if you can ever collect, Frank. See, that's fine. But when he says the casino finds some reason not to pay, that doesn't sound like my kind of gambling. Oh, wow. Frank, get some help, Frank, please, before it's too late. Check out that AGA, whatever it is. Best vacation city in the world. We asked that yesterday. I also noticed Adam didn't make his presence felt this morning before the show. That was pretty interesting, considering we had an issue yesterday. And, of course, the operations manager who's gone into hiding. And I understand, you know. See, these people figure if they can just fake their way through one more day, after tomorrow I'll be on vacation for a week, then we go into the summer schedule. I'll rarely be around to bother everybody. And that's fine, you know. That's okay. It's the way you want to look at it. That's fine. A lot easier than really like doing your job, I understand. Best vacation city in the world is, we had 1,244 votes. Way down. We were way off our feed yesterday. I think our technical problem with the audio vault put us into a funk around noonish, and we never recovered.
Funky.
And then, of course, we had that big chunk. First in a funk, and then we lost that chunk at about 1:45. Although the Marlins kicked ass yesterday, boy. They kicked some nasty, smelly Chicago Cub ass. What was it, 15-5?
That's right.
Wow. I saw that score, and I thought, well, how do you like that? That'll teach them a thing or two. And what did I tell you? Cubs won the night before 14-0, and what did I say? They're going to wish they saved a whole bunch of those runs.
And they didn't.
They did not. Best vacation city in the world, as I predicted, and thanks, Josh, for remembering it, was Las Vegas, 265. Oh, and speaking of Josh Cordes, he got his Flavor Wave cranked up last night, his Flavor Wave Deluxe Oven, and man, loved it.
Awesome.
I told you, you'll never use that George Foreman thing again. We love George Foreman a lot, and he had a very fine product there, but, you know, like everything else, you know.
If anybody wants to buy my George Foreman.
Put it on eBay. Tell them that the Virgin Mary once popped up in it, or some virgin. But at any rate, it's just things run their course, you know? Like people actually used to listen to the radio.
When?
Oh, a long time ago. Las Vegas, 265. Honolulu, 147. Amsterdam, 123. See you on the damn rack, eh? New York, 119. Rome, 102. That's my choice. Boy, if you're going to pick just one city, you must go to Rome. Paris, 76, Chicago, 51, Florence, Italy, 41. You can get on the train in an hour and a little over an hour if it shows up on time and be in Florence from Rome. Good for one day. London, 39, New Orleans, 33, Barcelona, 33. Boston had... About 30, man. In spite of that guy's vicious comments about Boston, he probably lost his ass at Suffolk Downs. Victoria, BC, 26, San Diego, 26, Mykonos, 23 if you're into Greek, Madrid 22, LA 16, Seattle and Berlin 14 apiece. Well, Berlin started making a move there. Cologne, Germany 11, and Andorra had 9. Isn't Andorra Tabitha's daughter on Passions?
Yeah,
or is it Endora? Hey, don't start with the passion stuff, okay? Don't be knocking that.
Bewitched.
Just finally found out that Beth took Marty and she's racing off to God only knows where, and she's at the state line. Heavy-duty stuff on Passions, baby.
Those people are ice holes.
Yes. Listen, Howard and David, we're going to have a little union here, Geldy and I. Claims they had a little problem with the Stein Show feed. I think that the satellite fell down or something.
Yeah, like your butt. Ow!
Why, I'll have you know my buttocks are delightfully fine. Thank you very much.
Ooh.
Now, if you don't mind, let's return to the sanctity of sports.
How about a little touchy-feely?
Now, see here.
See where?
Over here.
Okay.
Now, see here.
What, your hand?
Ah, what a sucker. You're so stupid.
I ain't so stupid like they say. I'm the official voice of the Panthers.
Big deal. Why, I'll have you know I made my bones when you were an embryo.
How do you know?
Well, there's something I never told you.
Yeah?
Well, I'm your father.
Daddy!
Son.
I'm an embryo.
Get your thumb out of there.
What a pair. Let's reunite it. What do you say?
No.
Oh, sorry. You know what Geldy said about that? He wasn't too happy about the idea. South Florida real estate investing, somebody says here, and he's got like a little diagram. Pop, as in the bubble bursting, and there goes your money. It says, coming to a bubble near you soon. Well, just put real estate. What's wrong with that?
Okay, real estate.
And I think we ought to, like, narrow this down, since we might not get any calls on this today, which is fine. Video poker, we should put that on there, even though it like slops over into poker and slots, but video poker is enormously popular. And
Okay.
Texas Hold'em, which that's why I asked Hank. I don't even know what that is. I'm not
it's
a card
just
player.
It's a form of poker. It
right.
is poker.
So we should not put that on there?
No.
Very big now. Huge. Humongous.
Well,
But
put
we won't
Mexican
that
sweat on there while you're at it.
Well, so in other words, video poker we don't want to put on either?
No, put video poker on there.
I mean, you're not talking about online, right? You're talking about...
Like the machines.
Okay, yeah. I'll put it on.
Right. Well, I mean, it's slots, but then again, it's also
slots,
poker,
but it's
a
not.
specific thing. Did we put online gaming? None yet.
Yes.
And that's because all those people are still busy trying to collect. That was disturbing to me. No, seriously, I mean, you have no way of knowing how legitimate those places are. It's one thing to go on there and buy, like, I don't know, a pair of gloves or something, or a hat online, and, well, I'm really hoping that this is really whatever it is, or a book from Amazon.com. By the way, how's your movie coming, George?
Won't see that no more.
No. North by Northwest. It was back-ordered
I
again,
know.
so it's sometime before the between. It said between now and Sukkot,
I'm sure before I die.
which I think Sukkot is in October. I'm not really sure, but that's what they said. Someday. I mean, Josh got his. He didn't like it, unfortunately, but he got his. At least he liked the microwave, not the microwave, the flavor wave.
Right.
Like that. So 1 out of 2 ain't bad.
He's going to put network in the
movie you
flavor
watch
wave.
once and you like toss it. This is something you can use forever and ever. And like he pointed out, the thing of it is, the minute you turn it on, it's at the temperature ordinarily it's 400 degrees, and it's 400 degrees right away. You don't have to preheat it and sit there and wait and wait, or like with the oven, you have to put it on preheat and then you set the timer for like 10 minutes and you go there. Is it doing it yet or what?
And it makes your house all hot.
Yeah, that's right. Heats up the kitchen. Anyway, it's almost like doing a spot, but just such a good product. And now you see why I was so enthusiastic.
Mm-hmm. Thank you again.
You're welcome, Josh.
Thank you.
Bomb near Ramadi kills 5 U.S. Marines. This must be a mistake. More dead people over there? 5 U.S. Marines were killed by a bomb near Ramadi, according to a U.S. military source. The Marines assigned to the 2nd Marine Division were killed yesterday, when a roadside bomb struck their vehicle during a combat operation. Also, a U.S. sailor died of wounds suffered when he was hit by enemy small arms fire during a combat operation in Ramadi. So there's, six more. The number of American troops killed since the Iraq War began now is 1,713, and marching nicely on the way toward 1,800, and, of course, thousands and thousands, at least 12,000 injured, and we don't really know the honest number, and over 100,000 dead Iraqis. But, hey, things are going very well. Freedom's on the march.
Sure thing.
Yeah. Do you think we're going to get any calls today on this thing? Because we don't have I don't really care one way or the other, especially since tomorrow is D-Day for me. Tomorrow's a major day in my life. Maybe,
It's D-Day.
It is D-Day. Maybe Duff will come in and pat us on the head tomorrow before the show, because he certainly shined us this morning, hoping that by tomorrow morning I'll forget about. See, I think what he doesn't understand is that now that he's become the surrogate sales manager, he doesn't understand that. Because he really doesn't have much to do as ops manager. That's just kind of like a thing where they shove you down after being a PD, like Kid Curry, But now he can be the surrogate sales manager because our sales manager is a wuss, and he didn't have the cojones to come in and talk to any of us on the air. So instead, he goes into hiding. So anytime there's an issue, we have to have somebody to verbalize and pretend really cares about it. And so Duff is the surrogate sales manager now, and he's gone into hiding.
You fairy.
Maybe he's back there with Clarence. Maybe they're doing something. No, not Clarence, Curtis and Clarence. Maybe they're having a three-way. WQAM, hello. WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Good. Neil, I just wanted to clarify one thing. I haven't been able to get through to you, but I was listening to your show a couple weeks ago. You were talking about grivenance.
Yeah.
And as much as I am not a big fan of your Cuban friend, he was correct in that it is chicken skin with fried onions.
Right. Yeah, Eric sent me the recipe for it. Not that I'm going to be making it, but it'll kill you.
I don't think it'll help your diabetes.
Now, what do you mean by
either.
that? You're not a well. Why is that? There's no glucose. There's no sugar in there. It's got nothing to do with blood sugar.
That's true.
But it will
help your cholesterol.
It will oil clog your arteries, right? Now, what is that comment about my little Cuban friend? What was that? You hate him like poison?
Just not a big fan. I like your show a lot better. I like the content better. I really do.
Well, that's okay. You don't have to like him. There's no law that says you got to like him. Just pretend you're listening to him. That's all.
I will do.
Thanks.
Thanks, man.
See, he doesn't like you, but it's not like he hates you.
I'm not fond of his show either.
I beg your pardon?
I'm not really fond of his show either.
There, you don't have to get defensive. He didn't rip you an ass. He said, and he also gave you kudos for knowing what gribbinus is for a little spick, you know.
Yeah.
Most of your people would know gribbinus from
other cultures'
balls.
food, unlike some people.
Right. WQAM, hello.
Hey, good morning, Neil.
Yes, sir. Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. Hey, Neil, I was trying to call you yesterday. Did you catch that show on History Channel, Inside the Mafia?
No.
It was on Monday or Tuesday. Just keep your eye on it because they might put it on again. Okay. They had interviewed some ex-gangsters.
Well, I've seen about 40,000 of those shows by now, so I think I probably could write my own book.
Probably.
Yeah.
Hey, Neil, one more thing. When you come back on vacation, can you bring me a Slurpee?
Yeah, okay. Blueberry.
Blueberry.
No problem. Blueberry. In fact, I'll go to Copenhagen. They got a lot of 7-Elevens over there. I never told you Blake is on our beaded curtain today, and Blake is a big improvement over that Mia's bitch we had on yesterday. Oh, brother, was she ugly or what?
Woo. No.
Yes. Don't give me the no, okay?
No.
She was ugly. She had a nose that she could have used that for a letter opener, that nose. That was just nasty.
Pointed upward, that's all that mattered.
It was pointed all right. What's the point? Anyway, you can defend her all you want. She was a beast, but that was Ashley. We got Blake today. She got 3 pictures. She's fine. She's spotless. She's pristine and mighty clean, and that's what this queen would tell you. She's fine. So the coast is clear. You can go on the beaded curtain today. You've only got a few days left. A week from today will be finito for the beaded curtain. Adios, farewell, bye-bye, and then, of course, probably for our website, too. But what can I tell you? Then we'll find out exactly, because Josh keeps telling me people just love those stories.
Yeah, even if you don't see it in the result.
And I will tell you this, that all summer long, well, at least on the days when I'm working, no, what did I tell you?
You said you were going to do it every day.
Okay, I'll do it. Every day during the summer, whether I'm on or not, I will do the beaded curtain stories. Not that George isn't capable of doing it, but it's just that I do it better.
It's depressing, and it takes hours.
Right.
And
there you go. Plus, you got a family to support, and you got, of course, get out of the house and go screw around on the side. That takes time, too.
Very busy schedule.
27 past 10 at 560 WQM. You know, Comcast is acting different right now, and soon your TV is going to be acting a lot different, too. Because now Comcast offers more choice and control than ever before with Comcast digital cable and DVR. Pause and rewind live TV with just a touch of a button. Never miss a moment of the big game again with the instant replay button. You can easily record your favorite show for an entire season and make television fit your schedule. Maybe the phone is ringing. All you have to do is hit that button, pause live TV, talk all you want, and restart your show right where you left off. Plus, there's no expensive equipment to buy or long-term contracts to sign. So call 1-800-COMCAST today and get Comcast digital cable and HBO for just $29.99 a month for 3 months. Add a DVR for just $9.95 a month more. Call 1-800-COMCAST today and change the way you watch TV forever. Toll free, it's 1-800-COMCAST.
When it comes to entertainment, we've got the biggest personality. Oh my God. Neil Rogers, VJ72, Sports Radio 560, QAM.
Breasts are beautiful.
Hey, hey, Paris, I wanna marry you. Hey, hey, Paris, I have the same first name as you. Our honeymoon night will be so cool. Paris, I saw the crazy things you do on the web, on the web.
Hey, Paris, the same first name we've got. Hey, 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 Paris, and I have to say, that's hot. I've waited for you all of my life. I will be your simple wife, simple wife, simple wife, simple wife.
I guarantee you Roger Maris was a lot hotter than Paris, although he ain't too hot anymore. It's 10:32 at QAM. Here's a fax from Adam that says, I'm sorry. Thanks, Adam. You're okay. I told you he would never let me down, didn't I? Very conscientious guy.
That's right.
Sends me a fax. Bada beep, bada boop, bada ba. In fact, just what you quoted him as saying yesterday. Bada beep, bada boop. Okay.
Bada beep, yeah.
Well, at least he was responsive, unlike some people who've gone into hiding now, cowering under the desk. Man, what a wuss. Anyway, here's the poll question today. I guess I should have mentioned that, shouldn't I?
Probably be a good idea.
Okay, slow me down a little bit. We just got today and tomorrow. I have to get the hell out of here for a while.
It's all good.
What's your favorite form of gambling? We asked. 348 votes so far. I don't gamble, 78. And George, before the show, was trying to say, see, they don't gamble, see. But, of course, what he doesn't realize is that the overwhelming majority of the rest of the people is just divided up.
Mm-hmm. No, I understand. I voted for poker.
In other words, 270 people do gamble, and 78 are, like, boring, okay? I mean, you don't have to gamble your money. It's hard to earn it. A fool and his money are soon parted. I've told you that many times, especially after a bad day at Woodbine. But nevertheless...
Most of the people I know don't gamble. I mean, they have, but they just don't.
I'm trying to think. No, most of the people I know do gamble. Not compulsively, but they go to Vegas or they go... You know, I'm not talking about compulsive gambling, like the people we have at QAM. I'm not talking about
gambling
that.
At all.
I'm not talking about people that gamble like if there's 2 leaves falling from a tree, which one will hit the ground first?
That one, the red one.
My uncle, the bookie, Muggsy Solomon. Anyway, what's your favorite form of gambling? I don't gamble, 78. Blackjack, 54. Poker, 34. Slots, 32. Told you, smart ass. Sports betting, 27. The lottery, 20. That's a great bet. Not. Craps, 18. Cockfighting, 16. Horses, 16. Roulette, 15. Russian roulette, 12. High life, 4. Dog racing, 4. The stock market, 3. Bridge, 2. Video poker, 1. By the way, the Russian roulette people will come to your home and they'll give you some help. Stock market, 1. Baccarat, 1. And real estate, none. Spades?
Yeah, I put that on late.
What the hell is that? That card game?
Yeah.
Spades? Are we going to put like Mahjong on here too and shuffleboard?
We could.
Spades? How about Old Maid? That rhymes with spade. How about David Spade?
Yeah, I'd like to gamble with him.
Spades, my ass. Online gaming, none, and bingo, none. Now, the online gaming thing, I don't believe that. I know some of you... In fact, that's why they're not on our website. They're busy plunging their guts right now, or maybe they're trying to get their money back. Like
you can open 2 browsers at the same time, you know.
My roommate that's somebody that's got a problem that admits to us, that sends us a fax and says he loves the fun of gambling online, but the casino always gives him an excuse why not to give him his money. Yeah. What is that? He's had a crazy person. As a matter of fact, I'll give you a P.O. box. I haven't opened it yet, but I'll go make one up. And you can just send your money there, Frank, and I'll give you all the amusement you want. Wow. Now they keep banging away on this Aruba case. I mean, this is just nauseating because this is the way the media operates, as you well know. But here's the story. Finally, it says, was race a factor in the Aruba arrest? That isn't even a story that I was looking for. Sorry, let me look through my pile. There was a story about why it is that they're... That's not the story, you idiot. You simpleton. You ferret. Right, that's me. Here you go. Well, it ties right in with this. The last people to see Natalie Holloway on the night she disappeared in Aruba were the white teenage son of a local judge and 2 middle-class young men of Surinamese descent, according to local police, within days of when Holloway was last seen in the early hours of May 30th.
About 30, man.
Aruban police arrested 2 black security guards who worked at the hotel where she was staying. One question swirling around the investigation was whether police initially targeted the security guards who were released without charges 8 days later as suspects, at least in part because of their race or class. Now, most of the missing adults tracked by the FBI are men. More than 1 in 5 of those abducted or kidnapped are black, but you might not get that impression from the news media, and some journalism watchdogs are now taking the industry to task for what they see as a disproportionate emphasis on cases in which white girls and women, overwhelmingly upper middle class and attractive, disappear. Chandra Levy, anyone? Television executive, runaway bride, and he's like low class and whatever. Mm-hmm. Television executives who receive much of the criticism defend their coverage. They stress that such cases as the recent disappearance in Aruba of 18-year-old Natalie Holloway of Alabama are extraordinary and would be newsworthy no matter her background. Why is that extraordinary? What's extraordinary about it?
She told you she was white.
Hot.
Pretty, right?
Yeah.
There you go, from a white bread place.
Oh, that's extraordinary.
Mm-hmm.
It says, indeed, no critic denies that the Holloway case, other disappearances are wrenching for those involved, but some insist that media attention on so few people overshadows the more than 100,000 active files on missing adults and children currently tracked by the FBI. To be blunt, blonde white chicks who go missing get covered, and poor black, Hispanic, or other people of color who go missing do not get covered, said Tom Rosenstiel, director of the Washington-based Project for Excellence in Journalism. You're more likely to get coverage if you're attractive than if you're not. Well, who wants to go out and look for ugly people?
Also more likely to get laid if you're attractive than
who wants to go out and look for ugly people?
Not me.
said Dory Maynard, president of Robert C. Maynard Institute for Journalism Education, a group that works to improve diversity in newsrooms and news coverage, in terms of giving citizens the information they need, I think we're failing because we're not giving an accurate portrayal of the world around them.
Absolutely correct, sir.
On its website, the National Center for Missing Adults profiles more than 1,000 individuals, including photos, physical descriptions, short narratives of when they were last seen. They're young and old, working class and professional, of all ethnic backgrounds. Most are average-looking, and most never even receive a mention in their local newspapers or TV broadcasts, said Aaron Bruno, a case manager at the center, who tries to interest media outlets in publicizing missing adults. We want everybody to get coverage, but we don't get to make those choices, said Bruno, who estimates that 1 of the 5 news releases she sends out each week gets media attention. Of the nearly 47,600 active adult cases tracked by the FBI as of the beginning of May, 53% were men, 29% black. About 12% of the U.S. population is black, census data show. About 62% of those missing are white, but that figure includes Hispanics. Quoting those FBI statistics is like saying 99% of the nations in the world are not at war, so why are you focusing on the war? But Iraq is an extraordinary event involving Americans, said Mark Efron, VP of News at MSNBC. What makes news is the unexpected. Huh? He said Holloway's disappearance during a chaperone trip is unusual and will be heavily covered by MSNBC regardless of her gender or ethnicity. I hear a sound coming. Krista Robinson, a spokeswoman for CNN, the certainly not news network, said that a wide range of editorial considerations, including competition from other news events, impact the attention given to the potential story. The race or ethnicity of a possible victim, she said, is not a factor. So, in other words, the fact that all these people are dying in Iraq and all the American soldiers, etc., all of this stuff is going on. The fact that we ought to have an impeachment against this administration right now. And so that's why we heard about Jennifer Wilbanks.
Right.
Day after day after day after day, the runaway bride. God almighty. I cried over the coverage of the runaway bride. I gave a geschrei. I was so upset. But Rosenstiel said that analyses of cable news in recent years shows an upward trajectory of the salacious crime story, including those missing white females such as Chandra Levy, Lacey Peterson, JonBenet Ramsey, and Elizabeth Not So Smart. Many consider women more sympathetic potential victims than men, and white women even more so, said Crystal Brent Zook, a professor at Columbia University's journalism school who wrote an article published in this month's Essence magazine about missing black women who are largely ignored. Who's appealing? Who's sexy, she asked. Who's your daddy? The virginal pure blonde princess is missing and has a lot to do with class and sexuality and ageism, not just race. If some old lady, if some old Bubachka is missing out there, does anybody care about her, huh?
No.
Do we have, like, big remotes from Cemetery Village or Winmore? I don't think so.
When it comes to entertainment, it's Neil Rogers Middays. Sports Radio 560, QAM.
Chappelle Show is in permanent limbo, but that hasn't stopped Comedy Central from releasing the Chappelle Show Season 3 DVD with classic Season 3 moments like...
And now, the star of our show, Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle. Anybody know where Dave is?
The Chappelle Show Season 3 DVD also features commentary from Chappelle Show cast members like Charlie Murphy.
This next clip is supposed to be like a new Rick James sketch, but Dave never showed up.
Plus interviews with the show's writers.
I was working on the best comedy on TV. Now I can't pay my rent. Thanks a lot, Dave.
The Chappelle Show Season 3 DVD. Just like Dave Chappelle, you can't find it anywhere.
I'll tell you something else that belongs on our pool today, gambling, and that's golf.
Oh, yeah?
Enormous, humongous amounts of money are gambled every single day on golf. That's why a lot of guys play. It's something to bet on, you know?
Right.
You want to bet?
No.
The secret British memo of 2002 that reported that El Presidente was determined to go to war against Iraq months earlier than he publicly acknowledged will get its first official hearing today, sort of. In the closest version so far to a congressional hearing on the Downing Street memo, Representative John Conyers of Michigan will head a forum examining the document. That'll be followed by an Internet-organized rally in front of the White House. Conyers plans to deliver the signatures of 105 congressional Democrats and more than 500,000 citizens on petitions demanding a detailed response from the Bush administration to the memo's allegations. More than 500,000 signatures they got. How do you like that? You go, John.
Oh!
The memo, minutes of a meeting that British Prime Minister Tony Blair had with aides on July 23, 2002 in London, said it seemed clear that Bush had made up his mind to take military action. Bush has long said he didn't decide to go to war until shortly before the bombing began in March 2003. The memo also says that the Bush White House fixed intelligence data to justify the war. Bush's pre-war emphasis on the danger of Iraq's weapons of mass destruction proved to be erroneous after inspectors failed to find any. The memo came to light on May 1 in the Sunday Times of London. So far in the U.S., it's triggered more of a national sigh than a gasp, but news of it spread quickly on Internet blogs. Conyers said he's holding the hearing, which will be televised on C-SPAN 3, to uncover whether there was a secret decision well ahead of the authority Congress had given on October 11, 2002 to Bush to launch the war. Conyers said the memo suggests that even as the Bush administration was assuring Congress, they were secretly planning the war.
Absolutely correct, sir.
And it's bad enough that the Bush administration had so little international support for the Iraqi war that their coalition of the willing meant the U.S., Britain, and the equivalent of a child's imaginary friends. It's even, maybe Captain Howdy was in there with us, you think? Remember Captain Howdy?
Oh, from Exorcist.
From The Exorcist. Are you eating again?
Yes, I am.
And it must be, I bet you it's Howie's again.
Be okay.
It's even worse that as the Downing Street memo confirms, they had so little evidence of real threats that they knew from the start they were going to have to manufacture excuses to go to war. What's more damning still is that they effectively began this war even before the congressional vote. With John Conyers about to hold those hearings, coverage of the Downing Street memo is finally beginning to leak into the media. Can we say leak? It's finally beginning to into the media. In contrast, we've heard almost nothing about the degree to which this administration began actively fighting the war in Iraq well in advance of March 2003 official attack, before both the October 2002 U.S. congressional authorization and the November UN resolution requiring that Saddam Hussein open the country up to inspectors. This is by Paul Rogat Loeb, commondreams.org. Got it? Well, that's for that guy that was saying yesterday. Well, tell us where it's from. commondreams.org. He says, I follow Iraq pretty closely, but was taken aback when Charlie Clements, now head of the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee, described driving in a Baghdad neighborhood 6 months before the war, and a building would just explode, hit by a missile from 30,000 feet.
About 30, man.
What is that building, Clements would ask? Oh, that's a telephone exchange. Later at a conference at Nevada's Nellis Air Force Base, Clements heard a U.S. general boast that he began taking out assets that could help in resisting an invasion at least 6 months before war was declared. Earlier this month, Jeremy Scahill wrote a powerful piece on the nation's website describing a huge air assault in September 2002. Approximately 100 U.S. and British planes flew from Kuwait into Iraqi airspace, Cahill writes. At least 7 types of aircraft were part of this massive operation, including U.S. F-15 Strike Eagles and Royal Air Force Tornado ground attack planes. They dropped precision-guided munitions on Saddam Hussein's major Western Air Defense facility, clearing the path for Special Forces helicopters that lay in wait in Jordan. Earlier attacks have been carried out against Iraqi command and control centers, radar detection systems, Revolutionary Guard units, communication centers, and mobile air defense systems. The Pentagon's goal was clear: destroy Iraq's ability to resist. Why aren't we talking about this? As Scahill points out, this was a month before the congressional vote and 2 months before the UN resolution. Supposedly part of enforcing no-fly zones, the bombings were actually systematic assaults on Iraq's capacity to defend itself. The U.S. had never declared war. Bush had no authorization, not even a fig leaf. He was simply attacking another nation because he decided to do so. This preemptive war preempted our own Congress as well as international law. I don't think most Americans know these pre-war attacks ever happened, aside from those who read Scahill's recent piece or heard him on Democracy Now! I recall no mainline media coverage at the time, and little even in the alternative press. The bombings that destroyed Iraq's air defenses were under the radar for both the American media and the public. If coverage of the Downing Street memo continues to increase, I suspect the administration will try to dismiss it as mere diplomatic talk, just inside baseball. But they weren't just manipulating intelligence so they could attack no matter how Saddam Hussein responded. They weren't only bribing would-be allies into participation, they were fighting a war they planned long before. They just didn't bother to tell the American public. And again, once again...
Absolutely correct, sir.
Right on, he's got his thumb right on it. How do you like that?
I don't.
Now, who's this on line 2? Pain in the ass caller? QAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, what's going on, man? I got two for the poll. Baccarat and blackjack.
Oh, yeah, right. All right. I got one. I don't gamble. How's that?
All right. How about Burt Baccarat?
Yeah. What's your favorite form of gambling? I don't gamble, 99. Blackjack, 65. Boy, that sure moved up fast after he said it, didn't it? Poker, 43. Slots, 38. Josh? I know, they're all gay. Sports betting, 33. The lottery, 27. Horses, 22. We didn't separate thoroughbred from harness racing because, I don't know. Craps, 19. Roulette, 18. Cockfighting, 17. Russian roulette, 13. Hopefully, Kozak Ron is one of those people. Maybe the gargling guy, too. Gilbert, absolutely. Russian roulette, 13. Stock market, 8. High life, 5. Video poker, 4. And again, I realize that some of the people voted earlier, oh, well, we really meant, well, whatever. It's not rocket science. This poll will not go down in the annals of the human race. Just relax. Just for fun. Dog racing, 4. Real estate, 3. Stock market, 2. Bridge, 2. Baccarat, 1. Spades. Spades. What is spades?
Come on. It's a great game.
It's like hearts, not unlike pinochle.
Yeah.
And it's a card game. And
are we putting tiddlywinks on here?
Right now.
Monopoly?
You spell that with T or D's?
Spades doesn't have any votes. Online gaming, none. And bingo, none. Online gaming has none? That's good. I'm glad to see that.
Yeah.
No, I am glad to see that, although I don't believe it, because they're probably just too ashamed to admit it. They probably figure we're going to be tracing the votes. Because that's just, I mean, there's like 87 million of these offshore online gaming deals, and God only knows where the hell they are, and if you're ever going to see your money. I mean, in addition to which, I can't think of anything possibly worse. Can you?
No.
It's one thing to be like addicted, or just, maybe not addicted, but like plunging a lot at Vegas or at the local casino, wherever it might be. It's another thing to sit there right in the comfort of your own home.
Right.
Like I said, like those call-in racetrack deals, plunging your guts out, I mean, morning, noon, and night.
Can you imagine
there's
if that,
unlimited, huh?
Can you imagine if that Mahoney guy had the internets back then?
Oh, yeah, if they would have had the internets back in the early 80s, which they didn't.
He would have turned into Howard Hughes.
In fact, there he is right out there. How's it going there, Mahoney? Toronto guy who got himself all straightened out. That's good. And who was that? Minnie Driver played the wife?
Yeah, I believe so.
Right, Minnie Driver.
She was good.
She was adequate. I wouldn't say she was great. I mean, she was very...
didn't have a huge part.
She was certainly very... what's the word I'm looking for?
Nias?
No, well, beside that's a given with her. She was very considerate, very...
understanding.
Very understanding and very flexible and very stupid, I guess. Well, maybe desperate. WQAM, hello.
Minnie Driver played the wife?
QAM.
Yeah, I believe so. Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Pretty good, Pally.
I know you don't like golf, but a lot of businessmen, we gather up Saturday and Sunday, and we bet heavily on the golf course.
Right. In fact, I think we didn't put it on there yet. I told Josh that, but he's like adamant. He don't want to put. Yeah, golf is going to be big.
Yeah, you know, you got
how much would you plunge like on an average match?
Well, you got a bunch of matches going, and you can lose anywhere between $300, $400, $500 up to $1,000.
All right. Excellent.
So it's good. You know, I'm a businessman. That's my only vice.
Well, nothing wrong with that. Plunge your guts out, Pally.
Hey, have a good summer, Neil.
And you too. There you go. See, there's golf, which I'm glad he called and reminded, because I thought, well, we just put that on there, but Josh, for some reason...
He put spades on instead.
Yeah, he put spades on there instead of golf. Uh-huh. Hey, listen, put up whatever you want on there. Do you think it really makes any difference to me at this stage of the game, at this point in my life? And by the way, we really missed you this morning, Duff. Not.
No.
I mean, we missed that little pat on the head. How are we going to do the show all the way till 2 o'clock?
Attention, men.
You fairy. WQAM, hello.
Good morning, Neil. How are you?
Pretty good.
Little tidbit of information here. I was watching the news this morning, scrolling across the bottom. You know how they do those little tidbits of news? I saw that they had bought the rights to the Runaway Bride for a movie.
Now, yeah, I got that in my hand right now in the story, too.
Unbelievable. They'll put anything on the screen.
Is that enough to make you want to gag and puke your guts out?
And that actually is one of my favorite bits you have.
It's coming up right
cracks
after the break.
me up.
It's coming up very soon.
Have a beautiful day.
And you too, Pally. How do you like that? Yeah, Runaway Bride Inc.'s deal with firm pitching movie. We'll do that after the break. That is so disgusting. And so she had her 15 seconds of fame, but now she can really exploit it for being a real slut that cost everybody all that money and had everybody crazy. Wow, 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 wow. Man, oh, man. I'm telling you, I think America has gone nuts. Led by the irresponsible, grave-robbing media, I think America has gone over. They've gone off the end. They've just lost it. Collectively, the country has gone like that. Don't you?
Oh, yeah.
In fact, if a country could speak collectively, America would say, like, that would be the American thing right now, the American national anthem. Instead of the Star Spangled Banner, they should just be doing like that. Right, and that would be good, too. And then the gargling guy could, like, chime in. 10:57 at 560 WQM. We got the Momeister at 2. We got Mad Dog at Brews Room in Pompano at 4. Geldy at 7. Geldy's getting a lot of airtime. And Eddie K at 10 o'clock. Hey, by now you got to know our friend Anthony Caliendo. He's the main man at Acceptance Capital Mortgage. So before you call any other mortgage company, let Anthony tell you what you didn't know, and that is that most banks only work with 3 different mortgage products. You don't have much of a choice. And if your credit is less than 100% absolutely, positively perfect, you're going to get turned down. You're going to hear the old NO.
No.
And, of course, if you're not working with the right lender, chances of getting approved are maybe 50-50 anyway. So if you really want an approval, if you want the mortgage rate that you're looking for, call Anthony Caliendo right now to avoid all the other BS. Call toll-free 1-888-483-LOAN. That's 1-888-483-LOAN, and let the main man in this team put you into a mortgage that meets your needs. Avoid going to the wrong lender, maybe being turned down because you called the wrong number. Call the main man, Anthony Caliendo, at Acceptance Capital Mortgage today, 1-888-483-LOAN. That's 1-888-483-LOAN. And don't forget, every time they close a loan, a portion is donated to kids in distress. So why would you want to call anybody else? Get yourself exactly what you're looking for. Avoid the old bait and switch. Call the main man, Anthony Caliendo, today at 1-888-483-LOAN.
When it comes to sports, we're the authority. Sports Radio 560, QAM.
This is the Neil Rogers Show. This is your brain.
You failed.
Any questions?
Hello, Mason resident. John Mason speaking. Hello? 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 Jennifer? What the hell's the matter, honey?
I've been kidnapped.
Are you crying? You sound like you're crying.
I've been kidnapped by aliens.
You been kidnapped again?
By aliens.
You been kidnapped by aliens? Where they done took you?
Albuquerque.
Albuquerque?
Yes.
Is that in America?
Yes.
Where is it?
In New Mexico.
Where?
New Mexico.
Albuquerque is?
Yeah.
I was in Georgia.
No, New Mexico.
Okay. I don't believe you, honey. You don't have to lie to me.
No, I want to get married. I really do. It's just that I was kidnapped by aliens.
Oh, I believe you, honey.
They've got short hair.
They got short hair?
Yes.
Who does?
The aliens have short hair.
When you say short hair, you mean like Ryan Seacrest short?
A little longer than that.
A little longer, like Fabio?
Difference doesn't make it shorter hair.
All right, honey, don't yell at me. I believe you. Where are you? Can I pick you up?
I'm at a 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven?
Yes.
Can you get me a Slurpee?
What?
A Slurpee?
What?
A Slurpee?
What?
Like a blueberry one.
What? I just been kidnapped. I can't get you a Slurpee.
All right, I'll get it myself. You really been kidnapped, honey?
Yes, my aliens in a blue van.
Aliens drive a blue van?
Yes.
Like a Chevy van?
No.
Is it a Ford?
No.
What kind of van is it?
What kind of van is it?
Did they do anything to you? Did they probe you?
No.
Poke you?
No.
Prod you?
No.
Make love to you?
No, you idiot! I'm not coming home. I'm staying at the 7-Eleven.
You don't want to marry me, do you?
No.
What?
No, I don't.
But I forgive you.
I don't care.
You can come home.
I'm done.
Come home.
I'm done with you.
I miss you.
Bye-bye.
I love you.
Take care.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
Bye.
I love you.
Anyway, Edgar Ray Killen was just schlepped out of the courtroom on a stretcher. Did you see that?
No, I didn't. I'm
In
on jail.
Philadelphia, Mississippi. Edgar Ray Killen, what is he, 91, something like that? Anyway, he looked okay to me. He just sitting up, and they schlepped him out of there on a stretcher. Looks to me like they're just postponing the inevitable. Hoping that maybe he'll just croak first before they finally convict his nasty rednecky Klan ass. Runaway Bride inks deal with firm pitching movie. This is so disgusting, and it says officials who searched for her are not amused. Runaway Bride Jennifer Wilbanks made a deal with a company that's pitching a movie about her life to networks, annoying the officials who spent thousands of dollars and countless hours searching for her ugly ass, searching for her ugly beady-eyed ass. Reagan Media, Regan Media, a New York multimedia company, told the Atlanta Journal-Constitution for a story in today's newspapers it's acquired all media rights to the life stories of Wilbanks and her fiancé, John Mason. The company didn't say whether any money had changed hands. I'm looking forward to developing the scripted project with Wilbanks and Mason, company president Judith Regan said in a statement. Theirs is an unexpected and compelling story of love and forgiveness that has certainly taught me a thing or two. As in how to make a quick buck. The 32-year-old bride-to-be disappeared from her home in the Atlanta suburb of Duluth April 26, 4 days before her wedding and a ceremony with 600 guests and 28 attendants were scheduled. She took a bus to Vegas, then to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and claimed she was abducted and sexually assaulted. She later recanted, saying she fled because of unspecified personal issues. In other words, like that. She's got that. She's crazy. Wilbanks pleaded no contest earlier this month by making a false statement and was sentenced to 2 years of probation and 120 hours of community service. She was also ordered to continue mental health treatment and pay the sheriff's orifice $2,550. Duluth spent nearly $43,000 to search for her. She has repaid so far $13,249. It's disturbing to me on a personal basis that she's willing to profit from this, but there's nothing I can do about it legally, said Gwinnett County DA Danny Porter, who pursued charges against that bitch. How do you like that, huh? That's enough to make you lose confidence and faith in life. That's enough to make you never want to read the freaking news again, right?
The American freaking way.
It's the American Joycean way, man. It's disgusting and nauseating. You go out and you do some disgusting, unacceptable, aberrant kind of crap. You get everybody whipped up into a frenzy. You exploit the media for fun and whatever, and then you profit from it. Just like these jurors in the Michael Jackson trial. Oh, brother. Oh, we want to... Yeah, that note. I wish I had saved that story so I could read the wording exactly again. They pass a note saying, we want to be left alone, and we hope you'll respect our privacy, and we did the best we could, and we did our duty, and yada, yada. And then all of a sudden, an hour later, we see this room with all these chairs in it, and here they come, all of them. All of them. Not a single one of them said, well, I really mean I want to be left alone. I don't want any publicity. I want to be anonymous. No. I mean, what could be more anonymous than putting your face right out there on worldwide TV, huh? That's pretty freaking anonymous, right? And then all of a sudden we hear about, well, we already knew the 79-year-old broad. She's writing a book. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden we find juror number 1. He's on there. He's on my TV more than Arnold. He's on there more than Jerry Springer. All over the place. He's like, what do they call it when something like gets burned? It's burned in your TV tube. Remember that?
Right. It still happens.
Like the test pattern. You used to, when the old sets, back before you were born, the test pattern would get burned in. If you kept your set on a long time, get burned into your TV tube. And it was like always there in the back. And that's what he was like the last 2-3 days, juror number 1. The one that says, oh, well, I'm pretty sure he molested little boys, but they didn't prove this one. And he's another one that wanted to be anonymous. And they're just all over the place. And, of course, and now they're saying, well, some of these people might write some books and maybe a miniseries and maybe a movie and a screenplay, and et cetera and so on. Just, oh, man, makes you just weak. That's why I keep telling you, folks, just enjoy your lives, okay? Go to the track, go to the casino, plunge your guts out, go on vacation, go to any of those cities we had on here yesterday, go to Geneva, New York, go to Cattaraugus, go somewhere. Just have a good life, that's all, because if you get, it's like all this Iraq stuff. Nobody cares. I sit here, read these days, the Downing Street memo. Well, at least 500,000 people cared enough to sign the John Conyers petition anyway. That's good. Nice going, John. There's a guy who cares. Remember him in Fahrenheit 9/11 when he said, sit down, my son. They come as a surprise to you. We don't read any of these bills. And, of course, they couldn't read the bills because the bills are all in a big book that are about 7,000 pages long, in a big, fat book. Meanwhile, Clarence Token Thomas, he's sitting there with a big fat one.
What?
I can't say.
Okay.
Speaking of disturbing stories that just never end, hopefully this will be the end, but I'm sure it won't. It just will never end. Yesterday we had the breathless autopsy. Hopefully we thought the last chapter of Terry and her... We thought that was it, but guess what? No. Nothing's ever going to pacify these people.
No, she could still, get better.
They've got a long list of grievances, the Schindlers. You know what it's called?
What, they have no life?
The Schindlers.
Yeah.
It's called...
Schindler's List?
No, a pile of crap.
Oh.
That's what I'm telling you. That's what it's called. Or, to be more specific, it's called... a pack of liars. Yeah, that's what it's called. I didn't have that queued up. Anyway, an autopsy found that Terry Schiavo suffered from severe and irreversible brain damage, but it's done nothing to sway her parents' position that she deserved to live and may have gotten better with therapy. I mean, let us draw you a diaphragm, folks. The long-awaited report yesterday found Schiavo's brain had shrunk to about half the normal size for a woman her age when she died March 31 after her feeding was disconnected. The autopsy also determined that she was blind. Bob and Mary Schindler disputed the results, insisting their daughter interacted with them and tried to speak. Their attorney said the family plans to discuss the autopsy with other medical experts and, wait till you hear this, and may take some unspecified legal action.
Oh, my God.
We knew all along that Terry was profoundly brain damaged, said Schiavo's brother, Bobby Schindler. We simply wanted to bring her home and care for her. It all goes back to this quality of life.
Quality of life?
Well, she didn't have any, but don't confuse them with that. The findings vindicated Schiavo's husband in his long and vitriolic battle with his in-laws that engulfed the courts. Congress and the White House had divided the country. Michael Schiavo and court-appointed doctors have said she had no hope of recovery. She died at age 41. The autopsy also found no evidence that Terry Schiavo was strangled or otherwise abused before sudden 1990 collapse, countering allegations by the Schindlers that she was abused by her husband. Yet medical examiners couldn't say for certain what caused her collapse, long thought to have been brought on by an eating disorder. George Filos, attorney for Michael Schiavo, said the findings back up their contentions made for years and years that Terry Schiavo had no hope of recovery. He said Michael Schiavo plans to release autopsy photos of her shrunken brain. Mr. Schiavo has received so much criticism throughout this case, I'm certain there's a part of him that was pleased to hear these results and the hard science behind them, Filos said. The Schindlers fought their son-in-law in court over their daughter's fate for nearly 7 years, battling to the end with conservative, lunatic, right-wing maniacs at their side, including some Klansmen and people like that. The autopsy counters a widely seen videotape the Schindlers released of Schiavo in her hospice bed. The video showed Schiavo appearing to turn toward her mother's voice and smile. She moaned and laughed. Her head moved up and down, and she seemed to follow the progress of a brightly colored Mickey Mouse balloon. Schiavo's parents said that she showed she was aware of her surroundings, but doctors said her reactions were automatic responses and not evident of thought or consciousness. In fact, the one time when I might have agreed was when she looked up at the Mickey Mouse balloon and said, "Eisner," and that was it. That's all she said. There is nothing in her autopsy report that's inconsistent with a persistent vegetative state, speaking of the brainstem, said Dr. Stephen J. Nelson, a medical examiner who assisted in the neurological portion of the autopsy. The cause of death was dehydration from removal of the feeding tube, but the underlying reason for her brain damage was officially listed as undetermined. The autopsy included 274 external internal body images, an exhaustive review of Schiavo's medical records, police reports, and social services agency records, but the family says, that's all just
a pack of lies.
Right. She'd have been just fine. If we took her home and just tied her up there in the corner, she'd have been fine as GI wine, right? You bet.
Taking her for a walk.
On a leash. 11:13 at QAM.
When it comes to sports, we're the authority. Sports Radio 560, QAM.
And now, runaway bride Jennifer Wilbanks performs community service at the hospital.
Jennifer, run and get that specimen from the lab. Wow, didn't spill a drop.
Jennifer helps keep the highway clean.
Jennifer, run up and down Interstate 95 and pick up all the trash. Whoa, good work.
Stay tuned for more. Jennifer Wilbanks performs community service. Jennifer, could you run and get me a glass of water, please? What a sweetheart. You are going to make an excellent wife. Jennifer? Jen?
It's 11:18 at QA, and we got some great news from Iraq. Some marginally mediocre. We got Al Zarqawi?
No.
Al? We got Al yet?
No.
We got Mullah Bullah Omar?
No.
Osama Yamama?
No.
Any of these people?
No.
Oh. But we do have Abu Talha.
Who?
A guy. The U.S. military today reported the capture of a man described as al-Qaeda's leader in the northern Iraqi city of Mosul. Air Force Brigadier General Donald Alston, no relation to former Dodgers manager Walter Alston, identified him as Abu Talha, whose actual name is Mohammed Khalaf Shakar, and said he was captured on Tuesday.
Abu Talhed?
Abu Talhed. He's kin to Ravi Shankar. Talha has been one of Abu Musab al-Zarqawi's most trusted operations agents in Iraq, Alston said. This is a major defeat for the al-Qaeda organization in Iraq. Numerous reports indicated he wore a suicide vest 24 hours a day and stated that he would never surrender. Instead, he gave up without a fight.
You fairy.
How do you like that, huh? All talk, no action. Bop, 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 and then when push came to shove,
you fairy.
wussed out. Okay, no problem. Don't shoot. 5670560. We're talking gambling today. Of course, now the golf thing has got none. Josh is going to bust my balls because Spades has got 2 and golf has got none.
Oh, Spades will climb. You'll see.
You're crazy.
It's big. Everybody
Climb
plays
this. Yeah. Golf doesn't have any for 2 reasons. Number one, people who would be betting on it are out there playing it and betting on it right now. And number 2, the golfing. I have alienated the golfing community over the years, and I'm very glad about it. I'm proud of it. Aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
To me, it's just such an enormous waste of time, number one. And number 2, of course, watching other people play golf. That, to me, is just absolutely... 515 votes on the poll. What's your favorite form of gambling? I don't gamble, 121. That's 23.4%. But you know what that means, George? That means that 76.6% do gamble. Some. Mm-hmm. We're not asking, are you a compulsive gambler? Are you betting a mortgage? Are you plunging your guts out? Are you up to your earlobes in debt because you're a compulsive gambler and want the phone number for GAAA? Blackjack 77, poker 54, slots 42, a good solid 8.1%. See that?
Mm-hmm.
Sports betting 38, the lottery 35, horses 26. Craps 24. Roulette 21. Cockfighting 18. Sweetwater Hialeah votes have yet to be counted. Russian roulette 16. Good luck to you. We'll be right over to give you some assistance, okay, with a fully loaded piece. Stock market 12. Video poker 6. Highlight has got 6. Dog racing 5. Stock market 4. Real estate 3. Spades 2. Baccarat 2. Or is that Baccarat? And remember that conversation we had last week, John?
Yeah.
You learned nothing.
Somebody faxed me the rules, and I just...
Yeah, then a guy called in and said, well, just go to a Vegas and go to a table, and they'll explain to you how it's played.
Yeah, that's how I want to bet.
Baccarat 2, Bridge 2, Bingo 1, Golf none, Online Gaming none. The big... Oh! How do you like that? I don't get it.
I don't know.
I'm ecstatic. I feel a lot better about life in general for you. But I'm just amazed that there isn't one person in this audience who's gotten sucked in, especially with all the internet's kind of people we got. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil. Hey, George.
Yes, sir.
Yo.
Hey, do you remember playing dice in the bathroom?
Do I remember what?
Playing dice in the bathroom?
Playing dice in the bathroom.
Just this morning.
Yeah. How about in the family room?
There you go.
Okay, good luck to you, pal. He's playing something in the bathroom. I don't think it has to do with dice.
It's craps. Yeah, pitching.
Yeah,
pennies.
that's what he's playing. WQAM, hello.
Yeah, how about pocket billiards, man?
that was the segue to the last caller.
That ain't a
exactly
gamble.
what he's playing.
I always win.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
Good. Listen, to help Josh out, spades ain't going to go too far because it's mostly played by guys in jail or in prison.
Really?
We're big in jail.
Or everyone that I've ever known that's not in jail or prison.
McKay's audience would be tuning in, man. We have 80 votes already.
Yeah, but when I was in Vegas, the one thing I like to gamble about, I don't know if you consider poker or not, but I like all the other card games. You know, the 3-card, this Caribbean stud, you know, the go for it. I mean, I spent a week out there, and I stayed at those card tables. I mean, I guess they're sort of kind of poker, but they aren't really poker, you know, because they got their own tables, too, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I like to gamble.
It's way beyond me, man. I gave up cards as a little child, you know. I mean, canasta was that was it.
I just thought that might be something different than the poker, you know.
Well, we got to lump it all in together. Otherwise, we'll have like 75 different forms of poker. Okay,
Yeah,
good luck to you,
true.
Pally. I have no idea what he said.
You never played
No, I
cribbage?
understand what he's saying. I told Josh to put Texas Hold'em on there. He did not. And probably a good idea. Don't put it on there.
I know.
Oh, there's 101 different pokers.
Yeah, right. Poker is poker, okay? We don't give a crap. You know what that would be like? That would be like saying slots. That would be like Wheel of Fortune.
Right.
Like Flaming Sevens. Like, right. Or, well, you know, which one do you want to play? I stay away from those Flaming Sevens.
Like the Flaming Eights?
Now, that is an interesting thing, and I realize it's very boring to people who don't play the slots, but what, you know, I mean, what is it that attracts people to different, to different things? Because I noticed that the same people always play the same games, including me. I will only play Wheel of Fortune. Once in a while, I'll play that Megabucks, you know, where they have the multi-million-dollar jackpots.
Okay.
Which is a sucker bet, I guess. Although a couple of times I've done pretty good on it. Won a few bucks. Not megabucks, but a few bucks. But you see what I'm saying? What is it that attracts people to like certain games in a casino?
The look of it, the colors.
Right.
I mean, that's
The
how
sound.
I picked them. Yeah, the sound.
Wheel.
Right.
Oh, torture, that kind of sound, that mesmerizing sound. And, of course, and if you're smart, as soon as that music starts, you slam the button and make sure it stops right away. You know the music I'm talking about?
Right.
The Wheel of Fortune music. You heard that.
That's not
Yeah,
good.
right. You just slam that button and just shut it off right away. I don't want to hear that, you maniacs. WQAM, hello.
Prozac Brown movie.
Hey, get that. Hey, you're on the pull. Okay, it's your time. Pull that trigger 7 times just to be safe. WQAM, not there on 1. That 1 needs some serious help. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Uncle Neil, fellas.
Yes,
how you
sir.
doing? What about the game Euchre? Do you know this?
Euchre.
It's like Euchre. Euchre's a very cool game.
Yeah. What is Euchre?
It's like
I remember Bob Euchre.
It's like spades, but using all the suits.
How do you spell it?
EUCRE. It's like a Midwestern game. Not a lot of people down here know about it, but it's
Oh,
fun.
yeah, Euchre. Okay. Thanks a lot, Pally.
My pleasure.
People who play it are called
Let's get Euchre on there right away. What do you say?
People who play it are called Eucharists.
Are they really?
No.
I thought they were called crazy religionists. Anyway, blackjack is winning. I mean, I don't gamble is winning, but that's like, that's just a cop-out. If you don't gamble, okay, we don't care. We're not trying to, talk you into it. Although that online gaming stuff is really a good way to lose your ass. Still has no votes. Golf has none, and online gaming have got none. Do you believe that? In this vast audience of ours, I realize it's the dog days of the summer, and most of our people with a half a brain or $10 are out of town, but nevertheless, golf and online gambling have got the big none. Maybe we ought to, give out some websites where people can lose all their money today.
Wouldn't the golf thing be like
Keep off the street?
Entertainment. We've got the biggest personality. Neil Rogers, BJ72, Sports Radio 560, QAM.
Packing?
Absolutely.
She's oily, oily, and old. Looks like the Quaker Oats guy. Smells from the body roll mold. Barbara Bush has 40,000 eyes full of her eyes popped out. It happened when she realized she raised more criminal clout. Barbara Bush has 40,000 eyes. And she's nasty, old and crafty, and she raised more poison nasty. She's atrocious and takes umbrage to anyone who says they want no Bush. Walks like she's carrying a bowling ball between her thighs and has 40,000 eyes. She's as it needs her score, as if she's always surprised. Teeth wiggle when she talks. Barbara Bush has 40,000 eyes. She gave us George Bush and Jeb Bush, not to mention Bill and Robin Bush. Filthy, rich, and fat, and smells just like the magic sauce on a big hat. Barbara Bush resembles Ernest Borgnine on a bad day with 40,000 eyes.
11:32 at 560. Oh, look at that. They got the old
Chew
in his nose there, that Edgar Ray Killen, that Killen guy.
Yeah.
In Philadelphia, Mississippi. So I just went online, just out of curiosity, and I looked up euchre. Now, I'm not going to give the website out because I don't want to be in any way, shape, or form be responsible for anybody out there losing their ass and then blaming me. Gee, you gave that website out and we lost our ass. Or we won a lot of money we never could collect, whatever. I am not involved. But I looked at him right away. Here's a free euchre download.
Okay.
Play euchre, buy euchre. Jack's rule in this fantastic partnership card game, whether you play online or on your own, you'll have more fun than you can shake a frozen gnome at. Forged in the furnace of lore, hardwood euchre blends classic card game play and storybook appeal together in one finely polished game. This is hardwood euchre as opposed to, I don't know.
Softwood euchre?
Yeah. Express yourself in the online multiplayer environment with character customization features and magical effects like lightning, spelled with an E, kisses and fireballs. Send a blazing fireball to your partner when you get an itch to. There's a lot of fun you just can't have playing at a table in real life. Oh, there you go. I don't get it. But the good news is that's the only one on our poll so far that's got the big O, is online gaming. And I don't want to encourage it. It's bad. Really bad. You'll go to hell. 569 votes. What's your favorite form of gambling? I don't gamble 134, 23.5%. Blackjack 83, poker 58, slots 47, sports betting 42, the lotto 38. What a fine bet. Your chance is 1 in a trillion, and if you do win, we'll pay you in about 100 years. Craps 27, horses 27, roulette 21, cockfighting 19, Russian roulette 18. Oh, get busy. Stock market 14, dog racing 8, video poker 7, real estate 6, highlight 6, stock market 4, golf 2. Golf finally got up there with spades anyway. Baccarat 2, bridge 2, euchre's got 1 already, bingo 1, and online gaming's got
rock solid.
The big nothing. Isn't that amazing? Doesn't that shock you?
Yeah, a little.
Because I saw all those websites in there, and I thought, boy, there must be a lot of people out there really getting sucked into this. I guess Frank is the only one, and he hasn't voted on her yet because he's too busy trying to collect. Wouldn't you think he would have sent us like a follow-up fax to that? I'm a little bit disturbed about that thing, you know?
Come on, Frank.
Come on, Frank, get with it. That business about every time I win, the casino has an excuse why not to pay me. What's that all about? WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Yeah, I just heard y'all talking earlier about the slots. I go to Vegas every year, and I just got back about a week ago. And I'll tell you something. After that wheel made such a hit, we went to like 3 or 4 different casinos, and I just can't believe They got The Price is Right now out there. They got
Jeopardy?
Let's Make a Deal, Jeopardy, and
Right.
now they're also getting into all the old time TV shows. I Dream of Jeannie. You couldn't get on that
Right.
machine. If you ever get, I mean, they're nickel slots. I Dream of Jeannie, but people are so dumb. If you do the math on the nickel slots, right? They're 40 cents a cent.
Yeah.
And people are like,
can't afford a real phone. You must have lost your ass in Vegas. Call me back on a real phone because I'm really anxious to hear what you have to say or not. Well, he had a bad phone, okay? He lost his ass out there. You know how that goes. He's probably got 2 tomato soup cans, 2 Campbell soup cans, and a tin wire strung together there.
He was saying he doesn't like to play the slots.
What?
He was saying he doesn't like to play the slots.
That's not what he was saying.
That's what I heard.
He was knocking a lot of these stupid-ass games. That's what he was saying. How do you know? See, you're just like putting words in his mouth, okay?
He was like, that's not the way to go. Stay away from the
Go
slots.
loan him your cell phone. Let him call in and speak for himself. Don't be trying to put words or anything else in that fine young man's mouth, or old man, or whatever he was. I couldn't tell with that good phone.
Incoherent man.
Right, that incoherent man. No, it's true. They got slot machines now after every damn show, and of course that's their challenge. They keep coming up with new and more interesting things to get people hooked on that stuff. That's what it's all about. And then you go in there and you pick your poison. And like I said, I see the same people playing the Flaming Sevens, the same flamers playing the Flaming Sevens, and the same group of us who play Wheel of Fortune. I mean, we got like a little fraternity there. It's I see this. You'd be amazed. And some of these people who I know lose their ass on a very regular basis, and I wonder to myself, how can a schlepper like that be showing up here all the time? And they're probably thinking the same about me,
Yeah,
how
maybe
can a smarmy-looking old fart like him be coming here all the time?
Maybe that's why they're schleppers.
Oh, Mr. Pension was there the other day.
Oh, yeah? Does he have
He
a
says he's got a
penchant for
new
the
horror
machine?
story. I said, well, good. I just don't want to hear about it, okay? The guy that shows up doesn't gamble anymore. Well, maybe once in a while, He pretends he doesn't, but he doesn't. He just hangs around and gives people advice and sits next to and he just holds seats for people, If you want to go take a leak and he's there, it's
He's
always
a seat
good.
warmer?
Hey, just save my seat. He's a seat warmer, yeah.
Excellent.
Very, very strange. WQAM, hello. Not there on 5. Okay, our calls are running down low. That's good. Because, like I told you, I've got a very heavy pile. In fact, I got out the Prep H Extra Strength. 5670560, pound 560 in the Verizon and Singular Wireless line. I was just hoping that guy would call back. Because I think he might have had a point. I'm really not sure what it was. Maybe he doesn't know either. WQAM, hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Neely, what's up?
Yep.
I got one for your poll, buddy.
Another one?
Yeah, most of them on there, for me, you rely too heavily on luck and chance. But billiards is one of my favorite forms of gambling.
Okay.
All righty.
Okay, thank you, sir. There's a guy who spends all his time in the old pool hall. Billiards.
Right. We should have had that on there
It
from the
makes
beginning.
sense to me. People bet on billiards. Some people
Absolutely.
have big bucks on billiards.
Mm-hmm.
And just about every movie, you'll see at least one scene or on the old pool hall, man, right?
Right.
Every movie's got a scene like that.
Almost.
They got that chalk. They're doing the chalk thing. I played billiards once upon a time, a little bit.
Yeah,
Found it rather boring. To
Yeah,
be
it is.
honest
I was
with
in a league and bored my ass
you
off.
were in a billiards league?
Pool league. I was mediocre.
Huh. I was in 3 bowling leagues. At least that's good exercise anyway.
I was
that
in a
was pretty
bowling
good,
league
as a matter of
once.
fact.
And I was really bad bowling.
Well, there you go. WQAM, hello.
Yeah, how you doing? Calling about the poll.
Yes, sir.
Carlos on a mobile.
Carlos on a mobile, hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was just calling to say I was thinking that the reason that online gaming probably has zero is because a lot of people, what they do online is either the poker or the sports betting. And I think that they probably called in for that.
Oh, I see. So in other words, they don't want to duplicate?
Yeah, I think so. I think because a lot of them that you talk to, they don't even go to the casinos, but they play poker online or they do the sports betting online. And I actually tried it a little bit and removed the program from my computer.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Wouldn't you be like nervous about collecting if you ever won anything?
I actually, on the sports betting, I did win a little bit, and they did pay. They did pay. It took them like 2 weeks to send me some type of like wire transfer check, but they did pay. But on the poker, you lose money quickly, and you better get out.
Amen. Good move, pal. Thanks.
All right, buddy.
He removed the program right away. That was an excellent move. Okay, don't take a chance. Okay, don't take no chance with that money coming out of your pants. Believe you me. Just when in doubt, don't check that out. Stay on the. In fact, you know something? I just heard there is no such thing as online gaming.
That's right. Never heard of it.
There is no such thing. In fact, I don't think there's any such thing as the internets. I think Al Gore just made it up.
The waternets?
WQAM, hello.
Hitler.
Retard. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Russian roulette expert. Gilbert, Coke bottle eyes. You heard of Marty Feldman eyes. There's old Coke bottle eyes.
When it comes to entertainment,
do a good job, Gilbert. That's it. Now another more. One or two more.
Sports Radio 560, QAM.
Are you among the millions suffering from tension, stress, or occasional boredom? Well, now there's help with weed from 420 Pharmaceuticals. Ask your doctor if weed is right for you. Possible side effects of weed include coughing, wheezing, cottonmouth, sudden thirst, high eyes, giggling, rambling, hunger pangs, a deeper appreciation of cartoons, Twinkies, playing Frisbee, and downloading Fish concerts from 1997. Relaxation is in the bag with weed.
It's 11:45, 560 WQM. We got Mo at 2. We got Mad Dog at Brew's Room in Pompano at 4. Geldy at 7 o'clock tonight. And Eddie K at 10. Oh, Marlins game today, huh? Oh, that's right. They're on their way to the West Coast.
They gotta go to the
Angels. The L.A. Angels of Anaheim.
of Orange County.
Oh, what is that all about? I mean, talk about stupid. Couldn't be, Anaheim Angels, that wasn't good enough. And then the L.A. Angels, that wasn't good enough. So now it's the L.A. Angels of Anaheim. Oh.
L-A-A.
Give me a break. As opposed to L-A-D, eh? Do not, whatever you do, go to online slots. Do not do a search on that. Do not look at it. Do not, Eric warned me a long time ago about websites.
Yeah.
And he's right. He's got an excellent point. That is, you can look at a website, and it can look like the most really beautiful, very legitimate, authentic, you know what I'm saying? And
Sure.
It means nothing. Anybody can do that.
That's right.
Any con artist, any faker, any
Teenager.
child
Right.
can put together a really fancy, schmancy, authentic-looking, authoritative-looking website. It means nothing. So just because it looks really very, very complicated and authentic and fancy and colorful, that doesn't mean that you're going to get paid. That isn't some Shylock sitting behind a computer somewhere, right?
Right.
So don't go looking at that because, my goodness, there's just 80 zillion of those on there. So thank goodness we've only got 2 people so far in this audience. Let's see, 2. The same people who play spades, who gamble on spades, gamble online, and Baccarat, and Bridge in this crowd. Bridge. And Mahjong, and Canasta, and Gin Rummy. Or maybe they're just, like Mrs. Wallace, maybe they're just drinking the gin. The interrogation techniques used at Guantanamo Bay Detention Center in 2002 triggered concerns among senior Pentagon officials that they could face criminal prosecution under U.S. anti-torture laws, ABC News has learned. Notes from a series of meetings in the Pentagon early 2003 obtained by ABC News show that Alberto Mora, General Counsel of the Navy, warned his superiors that they might be breaking the law.
Oh, my God.
During a January 2003 meeting involving top Pentagon lawyer William Haynes and other officials, the memo shows that Mora warned that the use of coercive techniques has military, legal, and political implication, has international implication, and exposes us to liability and criminal prosecution.
Oh, my God.
Mora's deep concerns about interrogations at Gitmo have been known, but it is not his warning that top officials could go to prison. You're going down. In another meeting held March 8, 2003, the group of top Pentagon lawyers concluded, according to the memo, we need a presidential letter approving the use of the controversial interrogation to cover those of us who may be called upon to use them. No such letter was ever issued. Yesterday, the White House insisted that tactics used at Gitmo are now and have been legal. All interrogation techniques that have been approved are lawful and consistent with our obligations, said White House Press Secretary Scott McClellan, who's famous, of course, for always peddling out to the media
a pack of lies.
In another internal memo obtained by ABC News, a Navy psychologist observing the interrogation warned that the tactics used against Mohammed al-Qahtani, dubbed the 20th hijacker, revealed a tendency to become increasingly more aggressive without having a definite boundary. Secretary of State Hermann Goering-Rumsfeld said Tuesday that interrogating al-Qahtani had produced results. Qahtani and other detainees have provided valuable information, including insights into al-Qaeda planning for 9/11, including recruiting and logistics, he said during a phony news conference. Human rights lawyers say Mora was right to raise objections to what his superiors were doing. It is clear that individuals who engage in abusive treatment of this nature may be criminally liable for the conduct they engage in, said Deborah Pearlstein, director of the U.S. Law and Security Program at Human Rights First. So if I were one of the troops who was being asked to conduct interrogations using those techniques, I would certainly want to ask my lawyer whether he thought this was legal, she'd be saying. How do you like that? So all you attorneys out there, all you soldiers, you better get you an attorney. And all you attorneys out there, all you ambulance chasers, there's a whole new field for you right there, right?
Gitmo money, Gitmo representation.
I'd come up to Canada, hop on a plane, and fly to Cuba right away. Get over to Gitmo. Or just get that guy in Fort Lauderdale to crank up that DC-3 again. You see, the people in the hood are saying that they've been complaining about that plane long before it crashed, that it was like overloaded all the time and huffing and puffing and chugging and making enormous amounts of noise in the hood every time it took off. And they were like already whipped up into a frenzy before that crash. I just mentioned that. I mean, we're glad everybody, is still alive, but nevertheless.
It was an accident, but nobody got hurt.
There you go. What's your favorite form of gambling? I don't gamble 148, blackjack 87, poker 64, slots 52, sports betting 48, the lottery 41, craps 32. Horses have got
about 30, man.
Roulette 23, Russian Roulette 21. Keep going, Gilbert. Keep shooting. You know, I was just thinking, the interesting thing about that misfit is this, and that is that we do the screenless on here. He can get on anytime he wants and does. And if he really had anything to say, I'd let him say it. But the bottom line is, you don't have anything to say, wacko. You got nothing to say.
Sure.
So we can get all bent out of shape about you're the one that doesn't want him on, or I'm Hitler, or whatever. But the fact is that's all you do. You used to be the F word. He's really stepped up a notch or two from that. But now he's like Hitler, and that's it. That's another. Even Prozac Ron has got more material than you got. Okay,
right. A different line every time.
That's right. We're almost starting to like him a little bit. Although he should not stop with Russian roulette.
No. One day he'll win.
Fighting 19, stock market 16, video poker 8, what is it? Dog racing 8. Drag racing be good. Real estate 7, high life 6, stock market 5, golf 4, spades 3. Nice move there, Josh. You're all the way up to 3. Online gaming's got a pair. Well, let me give you some great websites. Baccarat 2, Bridge 2, Euchre 1, Bingo 1, and Billiards just went on there. It's so far got the big pool. Hop in the old pool. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Did you hear about a story about the place, I think it's called the Southern Poverty Law Firm?
Law Center.
Oh, you did hear about it?
No.
I
just happen to know the Southern Poverty Law Center, but what about them?
Oh, okay. I heard something on Air America this morning that they issued a statement or something calling all these American families and family this, family that, labeling them as hate groups.
Right. Good.
Which makes a lot of sense. It
like
seems like a long time coming.
Focus on the family and all these other right-wing
Right,
groups.
right,
Excellent.
right.
Good.
I just wondered if you heard anything about that or had any more information.
No, but when in doubt, check it out.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks, Pally.
I don't get...
Oh, he doesn't gamble, is what he was saying. I thought he was done, and he said, I don't gamble. Well, good. Gambling is for suckers like me and George and Josh, anybody else we know, and Hank, anybody we know. Well,
everybody in the
building. People you know don't gamble. Isn't that what you said?
That's what I'd say.
Well, why is that? Are they cheap? Are they, boring?
No, it doesn't do anything for them.
Well, why not?
It's like... there are games
just like
that
that
exist.
guy said to me in Amsterdam when he was offering me the Coke, and I said, why not?
There's a world of games like Monopoly. You mentioned that this morning and everything.
Oh, what kind of people play Monopoly? Children play Monopoly, okay, not adults.
Here's the point. Some games are fun for some people, and others are not. And gambling is not fun for them.
Well, I know some games that are fun.
Like what?
No, I can't say.
Gay. I only gamble when I'm in Vegas, really.
You're full of crap. You go over to the Indians all the time. Oh, that's right. You won't go gamble there. You just go there to get laid.
For money.
Goes there to pick up chicks. Goes to the bar, hangs out,
well, that's what I do
chicks.
In Vegas most of the time anyway.
What is it?
I only play blackjack for a couple hours.
Hey, I would say that most of us who go to Vegas, we don't spend most of our time gambling. If you were going to do that, you'd wind up losing
I don't know about
your
that.
ass. People who gamble the whole time they're in Vegas, they wind up like owning Mahoney guy there, like Philip Seymour Hoffman Schwartz. Republican chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee challenged Congress yesterday to help define legal rights of terrorism detainees at Gitmo, bemoaning what he called a crazy quilt system. Pentagon and law enforcement officials defended current practices at the U.S. military prison camp. It may be that it's too hot to handle for Congress, maybe that it's too complex to handle for Congress, or it may be that Congress wants to sit back as we customarily do, said Arlen Magic Bullet Specter, Republican of Pennsylvania. He said as his panel took testimony on practices and policies at Gitmo. But at any rate, Congress hasn't acted, he said. The hearing came against the backdrop of growing reports of U.S. abuse. Senator Patrick Leahy of Vermont, the senior Democrat on the committee, called the prison an international embarrassment to our nation, to our ideals, and remains a festering threat to our security. And, of course, he is...
Absolutely correct, sir.
And Dick Cheney told him to go joyce himself again. Remember that?
Yeah, he did.
That good born-again Christian Dick Cheney, or Mormon. What is he? He's from...
I don't
That's
know.
Right, he's from Wyoming. I keep thinking he's from Utah. I know that. He's not from, he's from Wyoming. That's even worse.
Yeah, it is.
Speaking of even worse and right-wing fanatics and born-again fundamentalists, wait till you hear this. Well, it's not surprising, but it's just very disturbing. And those groups that this other caller was talking about 2 calls back, they're all in here. Leaders of conservative Christian organizations plan to jointly interview Republican contenders for the 2008 presidential nomination, perhaps even endorsing one of them, steps that could expand their already considerable and scary political influence. We'd like to try to stay together. Tony Perkins, president of the Unctious Family Research Council, said at a breakfast with reporters yesterday. The ad hoc group includes free thinkers and strong personalities, he says, but they might unite behind a candidate who unquestionably best represented their views and priorities. God, if we could only bring Hitler back now. Gary Bauer, president of American Value, said in an interview that the sit-down sessions likely to begin after the 2006 midterm elections would be a very effective way to nail down where people are on cultural issues, like fags and abortions and fags. He said candidates have become and of course, the stem cell research. He said candidates have become very astute at answering written questionnaires in ways that avoid making firm commitments. Those who plan to participate include leading figures of the Christian right, James Dobson of Hocus Pocus Focus on the Family, Paul Weyrich of the Free Congress Foundation, the Reverend Donald Wildman of the American Family Association, Perkins and Bauer. Others would also join them, and we're not talking about Hank or Johnny Bauer. We're not even talking about Papa Bauer or Bert Bauer. Their groups, which represent millions of social conservatives, have taken the lead in lobbying to restrict abortion, ban same-sex marriage, and confirm conservative, right-wing, fundamentalist, fanatical, fringe judges. Their top priority, Perkins said, is winning confirmation of conservative Supreme Court justices. Evangelical Christians who overwhelmingly backed El Presidente in 2004 already are an influential constituency of the Republican Party. No Schmidt. Coordinated action could increase that influence, especially in a crowded GOP primary field. It would have an impact, Republican strategist Charles I'm Not Black said. But being seen as the candidate of a Christian right would be a very, very mixed blessing in the general election, said Stuart Rothenberg of the nonpartisan Rothenberg Political Report, akin to Walter Mondale's stamp as the candidate of labor in the '84 campaign. That would really pigeonhole a candidate, Rothenberg said. Perkins spoke favorably of one likely Republican presidential contender, Senate Majority Leader Bill Fist of Tennessee, and dismissively of another Arizona Senator John McCain, who's certainly not far distant enough for them. He criticized the bipartisan committee, a compromise that McCain and 13 other senators reached last month to avert a showdown on judicial filibusters. Perkins said those who joined were the so-called Gang of 14 risked political repercussions. The Family Research Council on Citizens for Community Values ran radio ads in Ohio attacking Senator Mike DeWine for joining the accord. Perkins said backlash to DeWine's involvement was a factor in the defeat of his son Pat in the Republican primary Tuesday to choose a candidate for open house seat in Ohio. The Farbissina Goyim are coming.
When it comes to sports, we're the authority. Sports Radio 560, QAM.
Morgan, it's the 12 to 1 hour on QAM.
American girls and American guys who only listen to the message from the Uber ride will have their cable talk flying. As the troops come home dead, they find the comfort of the night hiding under the bed. I never served in the army, I'm too afraid to fight. So I sit right here near the TV, far from liberal lies. Under the covers you'll discover I'm a big sissy who would prefer to have some other do the fighting for play. Now this country I love is occupying Iraq, and all the suckers like me whose necks are red in the back have our tongues all placed firmly in Bush's big brown eye. The big mouth cowards of the world who gladly follow lies. Hey, Uncle Sam, I'm too afraid to fight or enlist, but you can count on me to watch TV and shake my fist, and my flag will fly from the back of my truck like an idiotic, pseudo-patriotic. And my view of the whole wide world is what I see on Fox News. Yeah, I'm an armchair warrior who knows better than you.
Absolutely.
I'm an inbred jerk who parrots anything they say. Don't have to read or research. It's so much easier this way to watch TV or look at pictures in USA Today. With my Gestapo tactics as I tickle my brain. Hey, Uncle Sam, I'm too afraid to fight or enlist, but you can count on me to watch TV and shake my fist as I lower my fly so I can pull on my. As long as I to proudly show the swastika tattooed on my. That's not right. The Saudis are our best friends in the world, not those Iraqis or Jews. Oi! Yeah, I'm an armchair warrior.
All right.
Who knows better than you?
Trouble 5 at 560 WQAM. Here's a fax from Ephraim Zibilis Jr. in Baton Rouge. Ephraim's getting a little chronic, you know what?
Yeah, he's all right then.
But he's got some, I didn't say it wasn't okay. He's got some good information. It says it's finally out in the open. We finally have our answer as to why Nancy Grace is the bitch du jour. She hates men and thinks they're all pieces of crap. The article was too long to send, but the web address to it is below, and he's got a link here. She's written a book, and CNN has an excerpt from it on their website, of course. The excerpt is all about how she was mistreated by men in the workplace. When in doubt, check it out. Thanks, Ephraim Zimbalist, Senior and Junior. And there's Christiana Amanpour with that schmata on her head because she's in Iran. Now, they could just as easily be photographing her, like, inside a studio somewhere, inside of a building. And
That's
she could,
no
like,
fun.
You know, just, like, be a regular. But, no, she's got to be out there in the street with a schmata on her head.
Yeah, you don't know how to do a news show, mister.
Oh, I see. Well, that's good because I'm on the right station for that. News? You mean there's a sport? Well, what happened in sports? Come on. Did that quarterback from FSU go crazy again? Did he, like, start barking like a dog or meowing like a cat?
No, but he's still God.
He is still God. That's what I hear.
Still God.
I thought Casey Weldon was God myself. And then he turned out to be a born-again Christian. Why does that always happen, huh? Of course, that means he's really horny. That was a long time ago. Remember Casey Weldon?
Yes.
You do? Oh, that's good. How about Wenky?
Yeah.
What's your favorite for? I'm not going to read the poll results. Hell with it. I'm tired of it. We got 23% of this audience don't gamble, and we salute them, okay? It's hard to make that money. Don't just give it away, okay? A fool and his money are soon farted. Don't ever forget that. But, I mean, if you just want to go for a little recreation and plunge a few thousand, nothing wrong with that, right?
Right.
That's what Josh says. So you're not going to Vegas again. That's good. That's a good thing, because if you did go out there, you'd be tempted. You'd be plunging. You'd be, you know, because of my bad influence. You'd probably take a couple hundred and sit down there at the Wheel of Fortune and put it in there and maybe hit like 3,000 on the line and say, you know, this is really good.
Yeah, I probably would sit at the blackjack.
And that would be really bad unless you just quit right there. I know people like that who just, in fact, weren't you telling me about somebody?
Who just doesn't know how to quit?
No, somebody who got lucky once and they just walked away and they never made another bet. Maybe the cab driver was telling me about that.
Just walk away.
Yeah.
My friend who hit the 10 Gs, that was one pull. I mean,
one pull?
That was it.
What was he pulling?
The lever.
I see. Are you serious? One pull and he won 10 grand?
Pull, 10 grand.
Oh, I can't stand that. I mean, it's one thing to be lucky. That's disgusting. That is puke-inducing. So maybe whatever machine he hit it on, the person that was playing before was still around, you know, and maybe plunged their guts out there and poured all kinds of money in there, just lost their ass. And as they're walking away, they see your friend come up and put in a couple of coins.
That's how it goes.
Oh, man.
But your friend said, that's a good
Happens
machine,
to all of us. Happens to all of us. 2 different times at the $5 Wheel of Fortune, I have moved from one machine to another and had somebody sit down right next to me and within like 60 seconds get a spin for $5 grand. Right next to me. How do you like that? I don't get upset. I don't. 5670560. Look, it just happens. Que sera, sera. You know, you can't second guess yourself. Just keep, you know, onward and upward and forward and downward. Blackjack seems to be the winner, and why not? Because it's easy to play, it's easy to understand. I always had the feeling though it was fixed.
Well,
I always did. Anytime I played blackjack in Vegas, I just always had the feeling that it was rigged. I don't know. Every time you start getting really hot and winning hand after hand, and they change the dealer, and along comes somebody with like a marked deck or something. I don't know what it is. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Here's my philosophy or strategy on slot machines. You play at the Indians for about 3 weeks. You have absolutely no chance of winning because they take out 50%.
Okay, good. 5670560, pound 560 on the Verizon and Singular Wireless lines. I guess it's during the lunch hour. Maybe that's when these people, it was the same yesterday.
Yeah, well.
When the people across the street, they must have nothing else to do. Maybe we could get some food sent over there for them so they could afford to eat as opposed to be calling us. That would be a good idea. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Hello.
Well, that sound is silent. That's about the nicest sound I've heard in a very long time, isn't it? I mean, completely
clean
silent.
line, yeah.
WQAM, hello. QAM.
Yeah, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about the one-armed bandits. I did the same thing on the yacht, on the cruise ship. One woman was playing. She's the only one playing the one-armed bandit. She got up and left. I went down, sat down, quarter. I got $400.
All right, nice going.
She went berserk.
Really?
Oh, she was fuming. She went to the manager.
Well,
like I split it with her.
Well, you're lucky she didn't blow your crap away. Split it with her, yeah, right. Oh, listen, there are people around casinos, by the way, who will pull that crap. Oh, yeah. There are all kinds of stuff that goes on. You know, you want my machine? Okay, and then they'll stand there 50 minutes. You hit like $2 or $3 grand. Okay, well, how about $600-700? $600-700 what?
Yeah. I'll split something. Your head.
Yeah, your brain, if you had one. Your mama, that's what I have for you. Your mama, and I'll get lost. Get out of here. I didn't drag you out of the chair. You loser, you piece of crap, you. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Uncle Neil.
Yes, sir.
We're watching the show Intervention, people with different addictions.
Yeah.
Came to the conclusion that gambling is the worst vice, only because, like, if you're an alcoholic or a crackhead or whatever, at least you're taking something physically into your body that you're addicted to, that if they remove that, you can get over it. But gambling, these degenerate gamblers will sit there, and even if they win, they'll stay till they lose all their money. It's asinine.
Yeah. So in other words, it's like the guy in Owning Mahoney in that movie, which was a true story. He won like $9 million. He was $10 million in debt. He won $9 million on a really hot, wild night, and he lost every dime of it back.
Oh, it's the worst. And then on the show Intervention, dude, the gamblers were the only ones that didn't want help, or if they did, they'd leave treatment after 5-6 days and go back to the slots.
You understand why. It's like in that same movie, he kept saying, I don't have a gambling problem, I have a financial problem.
Oh, yeah, it's just ridiculous, man.
So in other words, he just didn't have enough money to keep perpetuating his habit.
I just always considered it the worst vice. I'm glad I don't gamble.
But you know something? You maybe inspired me to go out to Woodbine today. Thanks a lot, Pally.
Take it easy, Neil.
I'll gamble for you. How's that?
All right.
I don't look at it as a vice. It's like anything else. I mean, drinking isn't a vice unless you overdo it. Gambling isn't a vice unless you overdo it.
It's not a vice unless you have to.
Huh?
It's not a vice unless you have to do it.
Right. A little wacky ganj ain't, that's not a bad vice unless you overdo it, unless you're obsessed with it and you sit there picking seeds out of your weed and out of your wherever all day. It's like anything else. In moderation, right? Ice cream isn't a vice unless you overdo it.
Correct.
Correct?
That's right.
But like when you're eating 2-3 pints, quarts, liters a day for quite a while.
And you're diabetic and over 60.
See, and I disagree with what he said, too, because the things that you're doing with heroin and coke and stuff, it's physically debilitating. You're destroying your body. I mean, just take a look at David Crosby if you can stand it.
Right.
But, huh?
And gambling, if you can afford it, then, big deal.
No, but even if you can't afford it, at least you still,
you have your health.
Now, maybe emotionally you're a basket case, but physically, at least you still got your health. Right?
This is true.
So I'll get online and let's plunge our guts out. Don't ever do it, okay? Don't ever point your finger at me and say, Neil Rogers is the one. Do not ever go. In fact, the Internet does not exist. There are no online gaming places, and do not look up slot machines online because they all look very glitzy and fancy, and you can play like 80 million games, and you'll never see your money. Have we had one person in here that called? Now, the one guy said in a couple of weeks he got his money from that one online thing.
Right.
In a couple of weeks. Maybe they got lucky and decided to pay a few people off and make it look good. 1213. In fact, you know something? I think we just came up with a great idea. Let's just like Halliburton does with those offshore phony offices. Let's open up a place like in Aruba and pretend we're going down to investigate.
That sounds great. They don't have any crime down there.
Right. Although they do have gambling. And we can have our own offshore online gambling situation. What do you think? Make millions the first day and never be seen again.
I'll be the point man. You be the money man.
If you haven't called Dial a Mattress yet, I can't imagine what you're waiting for, because if you need a new mattress, there are several ways to get it. Only one intelligent way to do it, though I've been doing it for years, and so is everybody else at QM, and that is picking up the phone and making that one easy call to Dial a Mattress at 1-800-MATTRESS, because they guarantee you the best satisfaction you've ever had when buying a mattress. They're ranked #1 in the world in overall customer satisfaction. They give you same-day delivery all across South Florida, even Naples and Fort Myers. They let you choose the date and time for delivery in a 2-hour window that's convenient for you, and they save you hundreds and zillions of dollars on the same great brands and models you see in showrooms for lots more. And here's the deal. You can pick whatever kind you like. They got Sealy, Inserta, Simmons, King Coil, Stearns & Foster Hewitt, all the top names, and their everyday low prices and deep stock make your shopping a breeze with just that one easy call. And when you do call 1-800-MATTRESS, you'll be talking to an expert betting consultant who really knows your stuff, their stuff, and your stuff, and they'll hook you up with exactly the kind of mattress you want. Because they don't sell like shoe leather. They don't sell all kinds of other crap. They only sell bedding, and they know their stuff. Almost everybody here at QM is sleeping like a baby on a mattress from Dial a Mattress, and you ought to be doing the same. Call them right now, toll-free, 1-800-MATTRESS, or check them on the web at mattress.com. Dial a Mattress, 1-800-MATTRES. Leave off the last S because it stands for savings and a great night's sleep.
When it comes to sports, we're the authority. Sports Radio 560, QAM.
WQAM, where the faggot is.
The Medic Alert bracelet tells doctors what kind of care you need. And now the new Insurance Alert bracelet tells them what kind of care you can afford.
He's going into cardiac arrest, Doctor.
1 milligram of epinephrine, stat.
Wait, his Insurance Alert bracelet says his policy lapsed and he can't pay.
Oh, thank God we caught it in time. Switch him to 1 milligram of colored water.
When every second counts, the Insurance Alert bracelet helps doctors make tough decisions fast.
Doctor, we've got 5 people critically injured in that interstate pileup.
Quick, check their Insurance Alert bracelets.
Right. This one says insured.
Trauma room 1.
This one's on Medicaid.
Make him wait in the lobby.
He's got a hefty copay.
Floating dock.
What's this one? UDNR.
Uninsured, do not resuscitate.
Right. Dumpster.
The Insurance Alert bracelet, because it's a matter of life and death and money.
It's 12:19. I just looked at the New York Post that Hank was talking about, the Clinton thing.
Yeah.
Let me just double check it. It's printing out right now. Here it comes. Bill Clinton could soon be battling his old nemesis Rush Limbaugh for air supremacy as the ex-president reportedly considers hosting his own radio show.
All right.
According to Clinton's old Hollywood pal, director Harry Thomason, the former president has talked with radio giant Queer Channel about starting a new show. There's definitely a place for Clinton on radio at some point, Thomason told Business Week in the June 20th edition. A spokesperson for Texas-based Cheap Channel would only say that the company was talking with a number of high-profile people and refused to comment on a possible Clinton deal. Clinton's orifice could not be immediately reached for comment. Clear Channel owns Premiere, the radio network that syndicates Limbaugh. The network could generate serious fireworks by scheduling both shows back-to-back, industry watchers believe. Clinton has some on-air experience. Last year he did a town hall-style show to coincide with publication of his book. And that's the end of that story. How do you like that? Maybe he'll be on 9 to noon and rush noon to 3, huh? And just wipe us right off the map.
Nah. He doesn't have all these bits.
Oh, that's true. Prosecutors, speaking of Rush, prosecutors seek proof of drug abuse in Limbaugh's medical records. Can you believe that? Why don't they leave poor pill-popping hypocrite
Sounds
Rush
like
alone?
a liberal conspiracy.
Palm Beach County prosecutors told a judge yesterday they want to see all of Rush Limbaugh's seized medical records to determine whether he engaged in a long-term pattern of criminal prescription drug abuse. For the first time, prosecutors said the records could provide a crucial link between allegations by Limbaugh's former housekeeper, Wilma, and later allegations that Limbaugh engaged in doctor shopping for prescriptions. The former housekeeper, Wilma Klein, and her husband, David, told investigators they sold Limbaugh large quantities of prescription drugs bought on the street for many years, according to the search warrants used to seize medical records. Oh, you know what's going to be out today? It's Thursday, the new National Enquirer.
Ooh, goody.
I better bop over right after the show and grab a hold of that, because I want to see what they're going to be saying, because they were, like I told you, were the first ones. We had that story about the Jesus juice on here long before this latest trial.
Jesus Christ.
They had all kinds of stories about Michael Jackson, the hanky-panky with those kids, and it'd be real interesting to see what the Enquirer has to say. Assistant State Attorney James Martz told Palm Beach County Circuit Judge Thomas Barkdahl that the records could show that the conservative radio host engaged in doctor shopping, secretly obtaining overlapping prescriptions from different doctors in 1 month after the client stopped selling to him. There is a definitive start to the prescription medications. That definitive start may well coincide with the clients withdrawing their willingness to do business with Mr. Limbaugh, Martz said. More than a year and a half after prosecutors seized records from 4 of Limbaugh's doctors in late 2003, they are still waiting to review them. Limbaugh's high-profile attorney, Roy Black, is waging an intense legal battle to keep the records secret. Barkdahl will soon rule on which records, if any, prosecutors can review. Black sought to have the warrants ruled invalid by Barkdahl, the judge who approved them in the first place. Black contends that investigators misled the judge in their affidavit outlining the allegations to support the warrants. Barkdahl rejected that argument, but Black can raise it again. Martz said the prosecutors want all the records regardless of the time that they cover. In this case, the investigators didn't know whether the things that were shown to you in the affidavit were the sum total of the violations. What they did know is that they showed a pattern of violating the law.
Oh, my
Rush, you
God.
pill-popping hypocrite who's been on the air for years pointing the finger at all the druggies out there. They should all be on death row. They should all be eliminated and exterminated. All of these things, yada, yada, yada. How do you like that?
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me, Rush, or is your hearing still bad from all those oxys, huh?
What?
Yeah. What a joke. Oh, there's John Bolton on there.
At the State Department.
They reached an impasse on Bolton, which is good. There's the Aruba bitch.
A judge is expected to rule on whether defense attorneys for 2 suspects in Natalie Holloway's disappearance can have access to documents in the case.
Now, do you notice that strange accent there?
Yeah.
That heavy kind of Brit accent? Mm-hmm. This is the CNN International scam that CNN is pulling in. This must be a Time Warner. Yeah, there's that Jim, what's his name for? This is CNN International. And they're sticking on domestic now for an hour or two every day. Who are you people kidding there at CNN, huh? Pretty soon we'll be seeing that Terry Badu. That sounds like he's got about 400 pounds of elephant droppings in his mouth.
Badu?
The sports car, Terry Badu. Oh, my God. What an infamia this is. Can you believe that?
I thought it was kind of cute.
It's pathetic. CNN International my ass. Jackson lawyer may sue district attorney. I promise this is the last story we'll have on this until the next one. The defense attorney who won Michael Jackson his freedom is believed to be considering suing the Santa Barbara district attorney for malicious prosecution. I mean, do you think they really want to open up that can of worms all over again?
Yeah, come on, do
Maybe
it.
not such a good idea.
Bring it.
Thomas Mesereau Jr. is also said to be demanding that the defeated prosecutor, Tom Mad Dog Snedden, no, not him,
All right.
give back the photographs taken of Mr. Jackson's genitals during a 1993 investigation into abuse claims.
Hey, they got big plans for those.
Mr. Jackson said the photos taken by detectives were one of the most humiliating experiences of his life. His legal team is believed to fear that Mr. Snedden may leak the images to the public in revenge for losing the case. Well, who'd want to see that? Oh, man. Especially right in the middle of lunchtime. The photographs were taken on Christmas Eve 93 after Jordy Chandler accused the singer of sexual molestation. Mr. Jackson, 46, Mr. Jackson later settled that case for a reported $20 million. Mr. Mesereau now says the singer received bad advice and should have gone to trial. Why would you not end this, Mr. Snedden, once and for all? One of Mr. Jackson's legal advisors told the Fudge Report website after asking for the photos to be returned. Do you enjoy them? No, but I bet you Mr. Fudge would enjoy them. Miss Fudge.
You fairy.
At Mr. Jackson's trial. See, him and his girlfriend there, Lynn Samuels. What did I tell you about this? All during this whole trial going on, always putting all the exculpatory stuff on her, you know? Mm-hmm. Well, what is it, like a gay club? Is that what that is?
Yeah, you ought to know.
I'm not in it. At Mr. Jackson's trial, Mr. Snedden asked the judge for permission to enter into evidence the photographs of the singer's splotchy penis. Permission was denied. That's what it says here. Mr. Mesereau said on Larry King Live that he was sure there was a case for malicious prosecution. Asked if he thought Mr. Snedden's case was malicious, Mesereau replied, I do. I think he was treated in a way that no one else would have been similarly treated. I think it was because he was a mega celebrity with a splotchy unit. How do you like that?
Oh, I'd have to see it, I guess.
Well, maybe you'll get a chance if Tom Snedden, when in doubt, leaks it out. 26 past noon at 560 WQAM on our kind of splotchy show here today. You just wait till tomorrow, baby. Now, did Duff come in and apologize for not coming in and patting us on the head this morning?
No.
See, I'm telling you, he's staying away.
You fairy.
You know, IRS tax problems have got a way of ruining all the aspects of your life. They take a toll on you all the way around, emotionally, physically, emotionally. You can never get the IRS problems out of your mind. Every morning you wake up in a cold sweat in a panic. CPA Jimmy Buchwald and the Buchwald Tax Firm will help end your IRS problems forever and give you back peace of mind, which is why other top CPA law firms refer their clients to the Buchwald Tax Firm when they have problems with the IRS. Why not avoid potential criminal prosecution? Get all on-file tax returns prepared, even if you lost all your records. Now, maybe you've got an IRS lien, a wage levy. Maybe you owe payroll taxes and penalties. Maybe you'd like to settle for thousands less than you owe, need time to pay. Whatever your story, the Buchwald Tax Firm can help you out. They offer you a free initial consultation, affordable and guaranteed fees, and immediate, if not much sooner, relief from IRS harassment, too. And best of all, you don't have to go to those pain-in-the-ass IRS meetings because the Buchwald Tax Firm handles all meetings and discussions. You do not have to go. Call them today, whether you owe $10,000, $1 million in IRS taxes, or any amount in between, because the Buchwald Tax Firm will get that IRS monkey off your back. Call 954-575-2800. That's 954-575-2800. Call today for that free no-obligation consultation, or visit them on the web at irsfreedom.com and stop having a nervous breakdown about the IRS knocking down your front door. 954-575-2800.
When it comes to entertainment, we've got the biggest personality. Neil Rogers, VJ 72, Sports Radio 560, QAM.
I need some soldiers. We need more boys to be in them Hummers shooting. But we're having trouble recruiting. So if you want to learn to be saluting, join the army and we'll give you a free haircut. The military needs some new persons. Situation is urgent. There ain't no shortage of insurgents. I thought I'd better ask you before I have to draft you. If you're living in the hood, we'll be looking for you. Get off the street and put on some fatigues. I need some soldiers. Join up. Oh, pretty please. You'll get a cool pair of boots that are totally free. If you're fresh out of school, you won't find a job. The army is fun and we'll give you a gun. I need some soldiers. Drop down and give me 20. We'll sign you up today. Just be sure you're not gay. I need some soldiers real bad. Where they at? We need you in Iraq. Where they at? I need some soldiers right now. Where you at? Who wants to go fight for me? In Iraq.
Top 32 at 560 WQM. I think that they all ought to sign up, man. El Presidente, the Vice President, Herman Goering Rumsfeld,
and all their
crowd. All those right-wing foundations that we were talking about before, Paul Wayrick and Dobson, Pat Roberts, and all of these people. Let them go over there and fight, kick their ass. More than 50 cats found inside Delray home after fire discovered. Firefighters called to a blaze at the home on Florida Boulevard late Wednesday in Delray Beach found more than 50 cats inside along with the carcasses of others. No human injuries were reported. Here's the bad news, though.
Yeah.
Some of the cats escaped.
Uh-oh.
That's the bad news. Some of the cats escaped as firefighters fought the blaze. Some were rescued and many died, Fire Rescue said. Exact numbers are not yet available. Trappers have been called in to try to snare the cats that had escaped the flames. You ever hear of people going in and snaring dogs?
Yeah.
You have?
Sure.
Oh, pit bulls, I guess.
Yeah.
I put pit bulls and cats in the same category. The fire was reported around 9:21 p.m. at the home on the 2600 block of Florida Boulevard owned by longtime resident Diane Gennican. She wasn't home at the time of the fire. When firefighters showed up, they found more than 50 cats in the residence. Several cats were found dead inside also. Some were just skeletal remains. Other carcasses in Ziploc-type bags.
Well, that was good at least.
Code enforcement officers later deemed the house uninhabitable because of the animal waste found inside. Oh, geez, if you just had a big litter box. How do you like that? They're finding more and more of these places where these people are like holed up in a house. They got like 80 million dogs and cats, and they're like living in these little cages. And what is that all about?
Crazy.
Maybe they're just lonely.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that what it is?
Let's ask Ron.
Hey, Ron, how's that Russian roulette coming, Ron? Keep trying, baby. This is another one of these stories that just it makes me want to puke. It's just so stupid, so superficial. Winner of $220.2 million Powerball jackpot says he wants more. Well, that part I like. But the part at the end where he says, other than high-end racing bicycle, he's got no plans for any large purchases.
Right.
The guy's name is Brad Duke. He says, one of my goals is keeping my feet on the ground, not forgetting who I am and where I came from, and staying active in things I like now, like biking, fitness industry, camping, rafting with my friends. Keeping my feet on the ground does not include going out and buying a yacht. Well, guess what, Brad? How about going out and buying me one?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll take one.
And George and Josh will each take a small one, too.
And a high-end bicycle while you're
right.
Throw that in
We'll
there.
even take a low end or, hind end. A man who won that jackpot, Brad Duke, the 33-year-old regional fitness director for a health club chain in Boise, Idaho, said he hopes to build a $1 billion portfolio within 15 years. You go, Brad. We like you a lot. You're the kind of guy we want to get to know. We want to be real close personal friends of yours, right? Since obviously he doesn't have any desire to go out and buy a whole bunch of expensive stuff.
Right.
What better opportunity to have than me at my age with this money to build a billion-dollar empire to take care of my family and give opportunities to the people who have given me opportunities, he told the AP on Wednesday. Hey, Brad, if you'd like to invest it with a guy that really knows how to make some serious money, send it over here in like a brown paper bag. Duke chose to take a one-time payment of $125.3 million rather than 30
About 30, man.
annual installments of $7.4 million. He would receive about $85 million after taxes. Well, he's sure flushing away a lot of money, but that again is part of that U.S. thing with the lottos there, big ripoff. In other words, he won $220 million, but after all the taxes and everything, he's going to get $85 million.
Okay.
Or he would with the annuities, but here he's getting a lump sum, $125.3. So he's giving away almost half. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
He won $220.3 million, and he's getting $125.3. I'd be really PO'd.
I'd adjust.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would.
I would protest. Idaho Lottery Commission officials denied Duke's request to remain anonymous, arguing that his name had to be made public to show he had no ties to lotto employees or vendors. He won the jackpot over Memorial Day weekend. It would have been nice for me to take care of my family without making it a big thing in their lives, but we all came to the realization that it would be impossible. So if that's the way it's going to be, let's have fun with it, he said before traveling to New York City for talk show appearances. Duke said he told his father and sister about the jackpot, but the rest of his family was unaware until Sunday when he asked to meet them in Sun Valley. He said they had assumed he was going to reveal a terminal illness, multi-level marketing scheme, or a wedding engagement. Surprise! Duke has assembled legal, financial, and public relations advisors to make business investments and charity donations and is considering appearances on a reality TV program. You go, Brad. No matter what you do, we like you a lot. That's the kind of guy we want to get real friendly with. And like I've said before, I've been on here almost 30 years in this market.
About 30,
right?
man.
See, I made a bad mistake. I should have kept doing that old style, kicking it old style, with all those old boring guests and people like Bobby Richardson's mother-in-law, and people like that. So that some old bag somewhere who was a big fan of this show that I was babysitting for like 20 or 30 years.
About 30, man.
Left me like 10, 20 million in her will, right?
That's
Somebody's
right.
got like 80 cats running around the house and like millions of dollars stashed away somewhere. Never happened. Not a dime, not a penny, not a cent.
Nada.
Wouldn't you think?
How about just the people that appreciate you?
And you know what that reminds me of? And I can't remember the guy's name, which is a good thing because I don't want to get sued. There was a guy at W Snooze. This is a true story. Young guy. They hired this guy to do talk shows on the weekends, and he pulled exactly what I was just talking about. He conned some old lady on the who called in on the air. He got her phone number, or whatever, and he conned his old bag to like put him in her will, and and of course they found out about it, and he got his ass canned.
Yeah, but I bet he didn't mind.
How do you like that?
That's tragic.
Can't remember the guy's name. No, nobody in the audience would know who it was. Thank goodness. So when are we going to start doing that?
Right now?
Yeah, everybody put us in your will and die soon. In fact, how many people we got for Russian roulette on the poll so far? Hey, listen, 21. We'll get Norma Kent to start drawing up wills, and then have a good time with your Russian. And we wish you the best of success with your Russian roulette competition, okay? We're going to have like a round table.
Yeah, don't cheat now.
Make sure that it's fully loaded. Every chamber, even Maryland Chambers and Rusty Chambers. 12:40, 20 before 1. We got Mo coming along at 2. Mad Dog is at Brews Room in Pompano at 4, and then Geldy at 7 at EK at 10. No Marlins game. They're on the road to Mandalay to L.A. to play the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, etc. Hey, the Emerald Coast is still Florida's #1 Asian gourmet buffet, and they are open, by the way, today, in spite of what the nasty rumors may have been around. Everything is just fine. #1 is rated by me and is by Zagat Restaurant Review as well. You asked for it, and now, every Friday through Sunday night, Lobster Fest is back by popular demand at Emerald Coast, featuring Maine lobster served Thermidor style, and you can still enjoy Crab Fest every single night with Alaskan snow crab legs, Dungeness crab, and Jonah stone crabs as well. The menu still includes fresh oysters on a half shell and a sushi bar with over 30 different items. In addition, the Emerald Coast has got hand-carved prime rib, and from their flaming grill, delicious, succulent New York steaks, juicy and cooked just the way you like it. Top off dinner with dessert at the unbelievable 40-inch chocolate fountain, where you can hand dip your own strawberries, marshmallows, and other decadent treats as well. And don't forget, the Emerald Coast promotes healthy living. They cook all their fine cuisine only with cholesterol-free canola oil, no MSG, no cornstarch, no crap, no MSG headaches when you have a feast at the Emerald Coast. So book your reservations at one of Emerald Coast's 3 locations. They're in Sunrise, Sunny Isles Beach, and Pembroke Pines. For the Emerald Coast, call 954-572-3822.
When it comes to entertainment, it's Neil Rogers weekdays. Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Bastard.
They're 2 Miami cops with a hot new beat. They're on the streets fighting crime.
Hey, Pop, that's a handicapped space there.
Yeah. In Hallandale Vice.
We got a problem. The Gray Gang is up to their old tricks.
Lieutenant, isn't that the group of senior citizens who went around trying to get the early bird special after 7?
Yeah, they're back in town.
Let's go get them.
They'll stop at nothing to clean up the streets.
Hey, lady, you can't cross here. You'll have to cross at the light.
And they're determined to clean up the smuggling business.
All right, sister, you're under arrest.
Oh, so now you're arresting my wife. What's the charge?
Possession of powder. Open that purse, let's see that white stuff. Yeah, just a thought. She's got over 100 bags in here.
Of what?
Sweet and low. From that restaurant she just came out of. Let's take them in.
Yes, they're coming to hit Miami cops on a hot new beat in Hallandale Vice. Premiering this fall on MBZ.
Oh, those were the days, boy, back in mid to late 80s, the INZ Zeta days, man. Those were the salad days, the glory days. Not the big bucks, but a lot of fun. People were like, doing all kinds of bits like that just for us.
Huh.
Like Wasting Away in Hallandale, where you hear the phone ringing in the background. And, of course, that great FCC song. FCC, you know what I'm talking about. Okay.
Right.
This just in, Deep Throat sells story. What a surprise, not? Just like the Runaway Bride. What a surprise, not? Universal Pictures and Public Affairs have agreed to pay close to $1 million to buy the film and book rights to the life story of W. Mark Felt. People involved in the deal said yesterday. Mr. Felt, I'd pay like a couple $100 to spend an hour with his grandson, just having dinner. Mr. Felt, as the former FBI official, recently said he was Deep Throat, the secret source for Bob Woodward, the Washington Post reporter during the Watergate investigation. Remember that? Of course you don't. The potential sale has been the subject of intense speculation in the publishing industry and in Hollywood since Mr. Felt's identity was revealed last month in an article in Vanity Fair. The contracts, which are expected to be announced today, include an option to produce a feature film and the rights to a biography based on previously unpublished material written by Mr. Felt about his retirement from the FBI. In other words, about how he felt.
Oh.
The full amount to be realized by Mr. Felt's family will not be known for some time. It depends on whether a film is actually made. People involved, the deal said, but the largest portion of the $1 million amount is likely to come from the movie rights. David Kuhn, a literary agent at Kuhn Project. Now, Mark Kuhn at INZ, that was the bad news during those days. What a downer he was. In fact, you got to meet him at the Paxton, at that big thing we had.
That's right.
Remember what a depressing, he had that really bad, negative, frumpy kind of like body language, you know, kind of like Chris Moore.
I don't remember anything about him.
Oh, yes, you do.
I
About that, you remember about that night?
I remember that night. I
About
remember
that
Walter
seminar
Sabo.
at Paxton when we first got sold from IOD, from Cox Broadcasting to Paxton. We all had this big seminar at some hotel there in Dania.
I do. Walter Sabo was there with his
Walter Sabo was there. Oh,
Coke.
my God, Walter Sabo was there. The man that killed Jerry Williams.
Yeah, I remember him.
I think at the end of this he says something, doesn't he? You're a Joyce hole? Well, that's okay. Doesn't he?
Who knows?
Well, we'll find out.
We have these dump buttons.
Hey, Mark Kuhn, I hope you're still in town.
Yeah, I'm Walter Sabo in a black sedan. I want you hop inside my company car.
No.
I got the tickers, the tax, and each out of my hand. I'm gonna make you a radio star. I'm Walter Sabo, baby. I can do anything I want to do. I'm your consultant woman. And I'm gonna be consulting you on giving basketball, on a crap show, in a formula. I've got to bore ya. I've got the power to mold and control you. Whoa, you know I do. Well, I'll have a way to get you your own show at a station down in Hollywood. And I don't care if your ratings are low, just as long as you can stroke me good. I'm Walter Sabo, baby, and you'll do anything I want you to. I'm your consultant woman. Spread your legs when I desire you.
Well, I think...
Why? What's wrong with that?
No way. Get out of here. I'm not putting that on there.
Right.
There was
Do that
nothing wrong
yoga
with that?
every weekend.
Oh. He said he wanted to use the high-priced bread, margarine. At any rate, and wasn't that Karen Kay? Wasn't she the one that...
Yes,
oh, yeah.
That's the one.
Puts her on the air on IOD, and then she announces on her first or second show that she's diddling the consultant, and that's why she got the job. That's always a good way to impress the audience, right?
That's not what she announced.
What?
That's not what she announced.
What did she announce?
I had one in my mouth once.
No wonder she was laughing.
Well,
oh, maybe it was why
Walter?
she made that sound. At any rate, no, yeah, I did see Walter. In fact, he took me to lunch one time, and you know what he fed me?
A pack of lies.
Yeah. Right next door to the station. What was that? Like an IHOP or something? Or Denny's? That was Denny's, I believe.
Yeah, which is great.
We love Denny's a lot, especially them flapjack sandwiches. But and then those Mother Slopper pies. Those are the best. Those Mother Splotchy pies. But man, and then I find out later all he was doing was probing me, kind of like an alien.
Really, how'd it feel?
Alien spaceman. Didn't feel too good. No, that's all he was doing was just trying to get information.
Feeling you out.
Information. At any rate, he's a piece of crap. I wonder if he's still alive, Walter Sabo. Boy, is he evil.
Sure
He's an evil doer. And that's one of
the
the reasons the radio business is in the shape that it's in today is because of Joyce holes like him.
Talkers Magazine, he has articles in there all the time.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Well, you're the one that reads that, huh?
I don't.
Talkers Magazine, where they had that big forum a few days ago and they had to shout Al Franken off the stage?
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one. Did I put that on the website or not, Josh?
No.
Oh. Maybe I just didn't want to give him all that much publicity. It's not worth it. Yeah, there was a story on there. I told you that he just wouldn't shut up, and they had all these other people lined up to speak, and kept whining and droning, and they started hooting and hollering, just like when Arnold was speaking in California the other day. Here's some good news. Finally, there's good news tonight. Advocates of rewriting the USA Patriot Act are claiming momentum. They've got the big mo. After the House, despite a White House veto threat, voted to restrict investigators from using the anti-terrorism law to peek at library records and bookstore sales slips. Yesterday's 238 to 187 vote came as lawmakers ramped up efforts to extend the Patriot Act, which was passed real fast in the emotional aftermath of 9/11, when Congress passed a law that included a sunset provision under which 15 of its provisions are to expire at the end of this year. Since the Patriot Act passed, liberals and libertarian-oriented conservatives have pressed for changes, citing privacy and civil liberties concerns. The administration has said weakening the act would draw a veto from El Presidente. No question, this is a real shot in the arm for those of us who want to make changes to the Patriot Act, said Representative Bernard Sanders, independent of Vermont, sponsor of the provision that would curtail the government's ability to investigate the reading habits of terror suspects. He said the vote would help rein in an administration intent on chipping away at the very civil liberties that define us as a nation. The vote reversed a narrow loss last year by lawmakers concerned about the potential invasion of privacy of innocent library users. They narrowed the proposal this year to permit the government to continue seeking out records of Internet use at libraries. So in other words, if you go on the Internet at the library and you're like plunging your guts out in some online casino, they're going to know. But that's at least a little tiny, you know what I'm saying? One small step.
Right, tiny.
One teeny tiny step. Okay, I guess we ought to take a call or two now that we have a lot. 5670560. Pound 560 on the Verizon and Singular Wireless line. WQAM, hello.
Uncle Neil.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Okay.
Before I get to the meat of my call, it has to do with the Mo bits, but I was just thinking now when you told George when you were playing the Sable thing, I'm not going to play that or whatever. You've heard about these two guys that are the Julios that are on 95.7 that apparently they got in some hot water because they were saying all these things. They're the ones that have Fidel on the air. You heard about this, right? Hello?
Yeah, we're listening.
Okay. So my wife listens to these clowns in the morning, and a few months back, I'm sure you never heard about this one.
This is on CMQ-FM, I believe.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Like one of them, you can't really tell he's a Julio. He's like me and George, no accento, and the other one you can tell.
You have an accent, son. Sorry.
The other one you can tell he's a Julio a mile away. But anyway, they called Howard to kiss Howard's ass, and lo and behold, Howard turns around and says, "Well, thanks a lot for sucking up. By the way, we're the ones that ratted you guys out to the FCC."
Really?
And yeah, and they got all pissed off at Howard, and they went back and forth. I didn't hear the call. My wife did.
Yeah.
I thought you get a chuckle out of that.
When was this? How long ago was this?
Couldn't have been no more than 3 or 4 months ago. Mm-hmm. They called to kiss his ass and how he was the king of all media and he's the best. And Howard, by the way, we ratted your ass out.
You mean Howard Stern?
Yeah.
Oh, well, earlier you said you were calling about, I see, about Howard.
I was going to tell you something before I got to the meat of the moment.
Okay.
I called you a few days back in reference to these mopeds, right? And I'm a little confused, but I've been confused for a long time, so maybe it's me. I don't know.
Well, wait a minute. Let's stop for a second. I'm confused on this thing. Are you following this, George?
Yeah.
They called up Howard Stern?
Yes. This is a fact. The kids his ass and how they loved him and all this
we are
crap.
the ones who ratted you out to the FCC. Well, how the hell would he do that? He's not in Florida.
At least that's what he claimed.
Oh.
I think this was still when he was on the air down here.
Yeah, but he wasn't doing the show from there.
Oh, I know.
So how would he be here in CMQ-FAMA?
I don't know, Neil. But that's what he told these guys anyway. Okay. I don't know if it's true or he just said it to piss them off or
you know
whatever.
what it sounds like to me?
A pack of lies.
But anyway, moving along.
Moving along. So the Mobits, right?
Yeah.
I called you like a week back or whatever, and we were talking, and I thought you had said you can't play any Mobits where Mo gets raped, remember?
I never said that. Yeah.
Right, and you told me, no, that's not correct. I can't.
Right.
But then when I request one, you told Josh, this guy's crazy. I can't play that, so I don't.
No, but that's for a different reason. There's obviously different language in there, different stuff. It's not because he's getting raped because there's other language in there.
It's how he's getting raped.
Right. That's how and who and when and how often and whether he liked it or not.
This is so insane. I remember when Neil Rush
Welcome to America, baby. If I were you, I'd get back in that inner and head right on back somewhere.
Well, Neil, any Mobit that you can play that he gets raped, I'd love to hear it.
Okay.
Thank you, Uncle Neil.
Oh, my
We were just
God.
talking this morning about the Oz song, as a matter of fact.
The Oz song?
Yeah.
There's nowhere for playing that. The Oz one?
Yeah, the Oz.
Are you talking about the Ozzie and Harriet one?
No.
I know which one you're talking about. We're not playing that.
Because you were playing the little ditty.
Yeah, before the show, right, off the air.
Yo, let's rate
Oh, just a song. Well, we can play that. What's wrong with that?
Nothing. Who doesn't
There's
like
no
that?
words in there we can't play. And look at that. You just got me so whipped up I knocked it out of the other to the audition line. Just calm down, will you please?
Yo, let's rate Mo. Radio Big Show. That's how we pass the time away in the gay old jail of Oz.
There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I kind of like it. I'm glad they reminded me to play it again.
He does too.
12:57 at 560 WQM. Hey, all you racing fans, this Saturday, June 18, Pompano Park will be the only place in South Florida where you can win free tickets to the NASCAR Pepsi 400 weekend at Daytona. Each pair of tickets are worth more than $700 and feature not only great seats both July 1st and 2nd for the NASCAR races, but also include Nextel Fan Zone passes for both days, and for the Pepsi 400 race on Saturday, July 2, passes to the Green Flag Hospitality Tent. Now, you have to be age 18-year-old and a winner. Just stop by the NASCAR Pepsi 400 booth on the second floor of the track this Saturday. Enter to win. It's just that easy. It's easy to get to Pompano Park from anywhere in South Florida because it's just a half mile from both I-95 and the Turnpike, and Pompano Park offers you free admission and free general parking each and every day. Live harness racing in the Poker Room open every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Poker Room is open from noon till midnight. Live racing gets underway nightly at 7:25 and p.m. Pompano Park, a block south of Atlantic Boulevard on Powerline Road. Don't forget, for the current racing schedule, just go on the web at pompanopark.com or call 954-972-2000.
When it comes to sports, we're the authority. Sports Radio 560, QAM.
This is Scott Burrell. And when I'm up in Boca Chica slapping old women with painted lips around the pool,
I listen to the Neil Rogers 1 to 2 hours.
I listen to the Neil Rogers Fair and Balanced 1 to 2 hours.
Hey, Burrell.
What?
By the way, son, I've been giving it some thought, see? So what do you think of this? I knows that me and you can do much better going 6 to 10 and not at 5, a Gentile and a cranky Jew. I think we might be happy together.
I think you really gone out of your mind. You gotta have your wee-wee bag strapped on too tight. No chance I'll do a show with you. I'd rather die. We'd be crappy together.
Why, I'll have you know that I'm a big mocking Jew from Brooklyn Heights. I've been rated by everybody but you. You're not my type.
Me and Mo, that would blow. No way that if we had a fight, that you'd survive. Who'd want to hear a genitile and pushy type? That's crappy together.
Joy, 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 joy. A show with you and me, for me, is much better 6 than 10, not 5. It's only right that I should get more sleep at night. I think we might be happy together. Happy together.
What else is it better?
No.
Doi. 103 at 560. Doi Mo will be at 2 o'clock. 1 o'clock, all right. How's it going, Mo?
Yo.
What's your favorite form of gambling, we asked today? See, that caller before got me all confused because he said, I want to say something about Mo, and then he started talking about Howard, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And I got my Howards confused.
Doi.
And I still don't understand how Sturm would have anything to do with turning those guys into the FCC. It was probably like, just
he was
crap.
Just funning them, right?
Just funning them, right. But nevertheless, what's your favorite form of gambling? I don't gamble 190, 23.9% of this crowd. They aren't gambling their hard-earned money or money they stole. Blackjack 110, poker 83, slots 63, 7.9%. Sports betting 58, the lottery 53, craps 40. Yeah, we've heard from you folks, the craps folks. Horses 37, roulette 29, cockfighting 22, the stock market 21, Russian roulette 21. It's a good thing that those two are tied. You see the correlation there?
I do.
I don't see much difference. Real estate 12, video poker 10, dog racing 8, golf 7, stock market 7, high life 7, euchre 4, spades 4. Well, there you go. See, Josh, you got 4 on there. Not too good. Online gaming 3, baccarat 2, bridge 1, bingo 1, and billiards so far has got the big.
Oh!
Huh? We just don't. That's not our crowd, the kind of guys that hang out in pool halls, you know.
It isn't?
No. Get out of here.
Okay.
Just maybe the guy with the eyes.
All right.
I wonder if he ever found David Cassidy yet, you think?
No, he's still looking for David.
5670560, pound 560 in the Verizon and Singular Wireless lines. Boy, this is a big day coming up tomorrow, man. Huge, humongous. The Friday before my big summer break. Boy. Now, not that I'm counting the hours, like 4 minutes, 4 hours and 55 minutes. Mm-hmm. I'm not counting the hours down. Got that nice one short week vacation. And then, of course, we go to that summer schedule. Oh! Just look on our website, neilrogers.com. You'll get the schedule. So people like that guy that called earlier that aren't that fond of you, what do you say? He wishes you would die, something like that?
A horrible, wicked, painful death.
Right. And then those people that hate me like poison can avoid Tuesday and Thursday during the summertime. And you can avoid hearing all of my hostility and negativity and antisocial banter.
You're so negative.
Right. WQAM, hello.
And Neil Ward.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil. God,
yes, sir.
Good to talk to you, Pally. I have some information here that I think you're
well, that's what we're looking for is information.
Information. I
right.
apologize. Okay. John Conyers is going to be holding
I know. I already had that story on earlier on C-SPAN 3. We already had that on.
Yeah, and they're holding
He's delivering 500,000 signatures, right.
They have 540,000 signatures.
Right. Yeah, we already got that. Thanks. 5670560, pound 560 in the Verizon and Singular Wireless line. Already been there, done that, okay? See, when I told him we already had that, he just didn't stop. See what I'm saying? I mean, we appreciate it so very, very much, but the fact of the matter is, been there, done that. WQAM, hello.
Hitler.
Oh, that was Gilbert's boyfriend. That wasn't him. Wasn't it? Or maybe just somebody stealing his good material.
Gilbert, you got copycats.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, nice to talk to you.
I sure hope it's not a Gilbert lookalike. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hey, remember you were talking about Misery, the movie, like about a week or so ago.
Right, James Caan and Kathy Bates, correct, it's great.
I want you to know that I fell down a flight of stairs about 6 weeks ago.
Really? Wow.
And my foot looked exactly like, it was exactly like the movie. It was twisted to the side and everything. Nasty. I want to tell you that is the most painful thing you can probably have in your life. Level 10. Besides that, I got a new puppy, and it's joicing all over the place. What do I do about it?
Well, when your foot heals up, kick it in the ass, okay? Good luck. Get out of here. It's joicing all over the place. Maybe it'll joist on his foot. You know, some people sign your cast. Other, dogs can't sign it, so they just leave a little souvenir, little mark. X marks the spot. WQAM, hello. Yes, sir.
Neil.
Yep.
Ricky Williams has been spotted in Wyoming.
Good place for him. I like it. He and Dick Cheney can hang out together. They can go duck hunting with the judge. If we have to start here, just when we thought we were all done with that. Right. Oh, God, the good news is for you, we'll give you a chance all summer long. You can play all those bits.
Right. Maybe we can get him on the air.
Oh man, we got
stuff to talk about. Me and Ricky.
Yeah, there you go.
Yoga. We both do yoga.
Yeah, that's not what I heard. I heard you both share the same
cube.
That too.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing today?
Okay, sir.
Hey, Neil, I called you up last week to ask you how come I never hear about you talk about your stocks, and you started talking about your smelly socks.
Yeah. Oh, you said stocks.
I said stocks. I thought you never talk about your stock market
I
anymore.
don't have any stocks. I don't have no stocks. Okay, pal, get out of here. I don't have any stocks.
Got some
I have investments in things that are like guaranteed, okay, like fixed annuities. I don't play the market no more, okay? And again, that's why it's on our poll today for gambling. I don't gamble, at least not on that. If I'm going to gamble, I'm going to go where I can have a good time and lose, have a little fun doing it.
Now, let me ask you, do they give you, like, free drinks while you're playing like they do in Vegas when you go to Woodbine?
Sure, of course they do.
Excellent.
No, it's not excellent. You want to know why?
No, I know why.
Why?
Because you get tanked and you make bad decisions.
No. Do I drink?
No.
So
not for you.
I get diet soda.
One
Diet Coke.
tank.
Diet Coke over and over. Coke. And, of course, they don't have caffeine-free Diet Coke. Now, what's one of the worst things you can have for your irritable bowel, Mr. IBS expert?
That's right.
Caffeine.
I know.
And I wish. Why the hell don't they have? At least in Montreal, they had like seltzer, where they had. In fact, you can get plain water, even like club soda.
Right. They don't let you have a club soda.
No, I don't. I've never asked, but I'm pretty sure I'll have to ask because all the cocktail waitresses. I mean, everybody there knows me like a regular, which I am, and they're all very friendly, and they'll come around because they know they're going to get their buck every time. What really gets me, is the people who are sitting there and they refuse to give the cocktail waiter or waitress a tip. You know, put a token on the tray after they. Oh, can I have a coffee, a double, a triple, quadruple,
Yeah, you'd think you were in Canada.
Think a bunch of cheap Canadians were hanging out there, eh? God. And of course, when you win a jackpot like 600, a attendant pay jackpot, You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
One that the attendant has to come and pay you.
Right.
And then there are those people who are like, don't want to tip them. Well, I do understand that probably after you lose your ass there, you get in the beginning, I wasn't tipping anybody either because I thought, well, with all the money they're taking from me, why should I tip anybody? But then if you want to get good service,
That's right.
you want them to pay attention and not let you sit there for an hour, that's the way it works, okay? Because that's part of their pay.
And it's karma.
Is that what it is?
That too.
Karma chameleon? 809 votes and biggers don't have any. Look at that. Bingo only won, and you know, that's good news because, you know, the average age of somebody who plays bingo, about 130. Although some lady was telling me the other day that the bingo here, they have jackpots like up to like 50 grand and so, whatever. I never heard of such a thing, did you?
No.
Wow. Probably not in the U.S. because the church don't have that money anymore. They have to pay all those lawsuits. 12 minutes after 1 at 560 WQM. If you're in the market for a new car or truck, then stop by Armstrong Ford of Homestead this week. Ford has offered new discounts and prices are well below the market price right now as I speak. Now at Armstrong Ford, there's financing as low as 0% or rebates of up to $6 grand, or you can drive away in a brand new Ford and make absolutely no payments for 6 months. The choice is yours, but the bottom line is when you add the Armstrong Ford discount and the bonus cash incentive from Ford, there is no better time to buy than right now that new Ford. Pick up the phone now and call David Rich, the GM, at 305-247-5112. Ask David for the Neil deal. They have a special deal for you on a brand new Ford just because you listen to this show. When you buy from Armstrong Ford or Homestead, you'll also get their exclusive Tires and Batteries for Life program. I guarantee you, I'll bet you Fat Boy's life on it, you won't get a better deal on a Ford anywhere. No bait and switch, no phony deals, just the best pricing anywhere. Armstrong Ford of Homestead, 30725 South Dixie Highway, 20 minutes south of the 836. Don't forget now, give David Rich a call at 305-247-5112 and ask about their Neil deal, or on the web, check them out at armstrongcars.com. But be sure whatever you do, stop down this week and save like never before. Save thousands on that new Ford at Armstrong Ford of Homestead.
When it comes to sports, we're the authority. Sports Radio 560, QAM.
Those people are ice holes.
Oh, why are you here and there?
I am fearless leader, Barack Saddam Hussein.
My little friends call me Jacko. Oh, what are you in for?
I was, not wearing a seatbelt.
I'm in for molesting thousands of young boys. But I'm rich, so my fans love me.
I do not care.
How did court go today?
Well, I was wearing a charcoal gray flipper craft suit, white Van Heusen shirt with no tie, knee garters to hold up my clear socks, and spats.
All I have is this can of spray paint in my glove.
I've been lucky so far. They could have put them back over my head and spanked me for it. All-American homoerotic fun.
Wish they sent me there. Achoo!
What is that?
My nose fell off again.
God! Let me out! Tell you a push I can press. I design 11.
You know you ugly.
Okay? I see the door. Let me out of here. I did Pearl Harbor too. Let me out of here.
You know, this is interesting. I'm looking on the CNN site right now.
Okay.
They have a review of Batman Begins, and it says, EW Review, Entertainment Weekly, Batman Begins a triumph. And just yesterday in the Toronto Star, I read a scathing review, just ripping it an ass.
I saw it yesterday.
And?
It was okay. It was just fine. I didn't think it was horrible.
Ripping it an ass.
That means I'm probably going to hate it.
Well, you didn't like any of the other ones.
I hate everything.
So.
No, I don't like the Batman movies. There wasn't one good one. They all sucked.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
The
You're not going to like
on
it.
TV was great. It's like watching Sherlock Holmes movies with Nigel Bruce and Basil Rathbone, and then watching the Sherlock Holmes crap that came later. It's garbage. It's like watching Dracula with Bela Lugosi and then watch Peter Cushing trying to be Dracula. Right?
Right.
Same thing. You watch Batman on TV with, what's his name?
Burt Ward.
Burt Ward and Burt Reynolds.
Adam West.
I know who the hell was in it. What is wrong with you? We were just watching it the other day.
I remember
Adam West, Best by Test, although I like Robin better. But anyway, you watch that show, and then you watch these movies, and it isn't even related to the comic strip. What does it have to do with reality? What does it have to do with anything? And then all this retro garbage. Oh, Batman Begins, and then Batman is a baby, and Batboy, and Bats in the Belfry. Come on already. Enough with the garbage. Oh, speaking of garbage, here's another reason to hate your buddy Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Chinese bloggers posting their thoughts via Microsoft's net service face restrictions on what they can write. You hear this story?
I just saw it on the news.
Weblog entries on some parts of Microsoft's MSN site in China using words such as freedom, democracy, and demonstration are being blocked. The Chinese bloggers already face strict controls and must register their online journal with Chinese authorities. Microsoft said the company abided by the laws, regulations, and norms of each country in which it operates. The censorship is thought to have been introduced as a concession to the Chinese government. In other words, we don't care what you do to it, just as long as we can make some money from you.
Right.
Also being restricted on the three parts of the site are journal entries that mention human rights and Taiwan independence, God forbid. Reporters Without Borders says, following Yahoo, here's a second American internet giant giving way to the Chinese authorities and agreeing to self-censorship. Ain't that lovely?
Lovely.
Those using the banned words or writing entries that are pornographic or contain sensitive information get a pop-up warning that reads, this message contains a banned expression. Please delete this expression. Microsoft's MSN Spaces site is run by its joint venture partner, the state-backed Shanghai Alliance Investment Limited. And obviously what you can put on there is very limited. Microsoft said people who used its MSN Spaces service were required to abide by its code of conduct. The code says that users are not allowed to upload, post, or distribute any content which violates any local and national laws that apply to your location. Microsoft is a multinational business and, as such, needs to manage the reality of operating in countries around the world, and a Microsoft spokesperson told the BBC News website. How do you like that? China recently introduced stringent regulations that require all blog owners to register their web journal with the state by the 30th of this month.
About 30, man.
Regulations require the writer of a blog to identify themselves to the authorities, okay? You will identify yourself, and you will, eat your chop suey. Or we'll just give you the old chop.
You're St.
I like that.
I don't, but, they got to make a buck, He's starving
Bill
over
Gates
there,
can make it, because that's right, he needs that money. He wants to catch up to that Powerball winner. Here's some bad news. Percy Aerosmith, although I do like Aerosmith a lot. Percy Aerosmith, who with his wife set a record 2 weeks ago for the world's longest marriage, died yesterday at the age of 105. His wife of 80 years was by his side. Married for 80 long, excruciating years. How do you like that?
Well, good for him.
So he made it. He set the record 2 weeks ago, and then he croaked. Aerosmith died at his home in Hereford, northwest of London, his bishop said. Aerosmith and his 100-year-old wife, Florence, celebrated their 80th wedding anniversary in a place in the Guinness Book of Records on June 1. Percy and Flo were very happy when I saw them on their anniversary, said the Reverend Anthony Prittis, Bishop of Hereford, whatever it is. They were still very much in love with each other. They kept drooling a lot, but nevertheless. Earlier this month, the Guinness organization recognized the pair as holding records for the longest marriage for a living couple and the oldest aggregate age of a married couple, which would have been 205. Almost old enough to live in Surfside. The Aerosmiths, who have 3 children, 6 grandchildren, and 9 great-grandchildren, said that the key to their long marriage was not to go to sleep on an argument. Aerosmith said there was something else. I always said, yes, dear. He said, keep that in mind, George. Always say, yes, dear, no matter what she says. Yes, dear.
It doesn't help.
Huh?
She still wants more.
And then stick your head in that Flavor Wave Deluxe oven for about 3 minutes on high cook and see if that don't straighten her ass out. 5670560, pound 560 in the Verizon. See, the great part about that is that you can take that top part off and keep it on.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you can wear it like a hat.
Yeah, like a hat, or like when you see the women in the beauty parlor with that thing on their head, Yeah.
The little curls, just trying to dye your hair, honey.
Oh, yeah, talk about a curler.
Curl your brains. Curdle your brains.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I was talking with my wife the other day about Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And she was saying, I was talking about how he's brainwashing Katie Holmes into the Scientology thing.
Absolutely, no question about it.
And my wife goes, well, that's not so bad. They're like those Christian Scientists, aren't they?
Right.
And it struck me that the average person has no idea what Scientology is.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and why does the media shy away from that and not say, hey, Tom Cruise believes in aliens?
They have bays.
Right. And L. Ron Hubbub, don't forget about him.
They sue everybody.
Right.
But how can they sue you if you tell the truth? I mean, it's the truth. They believe in aliens.
They just want to create a hassle. It's just their way of intimidating people, keeping their mouth shut. But George, I'm sure will talk about them a lot while I'm on vacation.
I sure will.
If the average person knew...
What are they going to get?
Nothing.
If the average person knew that Tom Cruise believed in aliens, they would think the guy is a total loon.
Right. Well, look, everybody's got to have a place to hide. It's a very comfortable closet. John Revolta's in there, Lisa Marie. I mean, what's wrong with Tom Cruise being in there?
And in fact, Katie Holmes, just a couple of months ago in an interview in some magazine, was saying what a devout Catholic she was and how big Jesus is in her life.
Not no mo.
And now she's joining a church that says Jesus is a myth invented by aliens.
There you go, by Alien.
Okay.
Good luck to you, Pally.
Bye.
Good luck to all of us.
You fairy.
There you go. That's for Tom Cruise. And for Lisa Marie.
You fairy.
And for John Revolta.
You fairy.
And all the other people involved in that cult. They got a huge, I don't know if it's still there anymore, as a matter of fact. In Toronto, they have like a whole block that they bought up.
That's how they operate.
I haven't been in that area in quite some time, but I'll have to check that out and see if they're still around. My good friends at the Scientologists, okay, maybe I can hop into their closet for a while. Speaking of that, challenging earlier findings, 2 studies from a conservative research group reported Tuesday that young people who take virginity pledges have lower rates of acquiring sexually transmitted diseases and engage in fewer risky sexual behaviors. However, everybody else says it's a pile of crap. Wait till you hear which group this is. The new findings by the Heritage Foundation are based on the same national survey used in earlier studies and conducted by the Federal Department of HHS, but the authors of the new study used different methods of statistical analyzation than those in an earlier report that was widely publicized, making direct comparisons difficult. Independent experts called the new findings provocative, but they criticized the Heritage Foundation's analyzation as flawed and lacking the statistical evidence to support their conclusions. The new findings have not been submitted to a journal for publication, an author said. The independent experts who reviewed the study said the findings are unlikely to be published in their present form. In other words, basically, as usual you get from the Heritage Foundation, it's
a pack of lies.
Right. Because every study that we've read about goes to show that this whole abstinence thing doesn't work. And all these virginity pledges, and these people are doing as much hanky-panky, if not more than anybody else, and getting as many diseases, and, of course, all of these things.
Now you can play that
silver
ring thing.
You know, it's really interesting the way that, you know, in the mass media now, they put these people on, so-and-so from the Heritage Foundation, or from Hocus Pocus on the Family, like these are some kind of mainstream responsible organizations, as opposed to the right-wing fundamentalist lunatics that we all know they are. And they're just all over the place now. It's like even more than the test pattern, more than infomercials on the weekend. 26 past 1 at 5:60. We're going to have L. Ron Hubbub on tomorrow.
Are we? From the grave?
Yeah, if there's a big hubbub about where your hair went, it probably went down the sink or on the floor. But if it's gone, like most guys, here's the answer to you. Call our good buddy Chuck Alfieri, because Charlie's been helping the famous and not so famous look their very best for over 30 years now.
About 30, man.
You wouldn't recognize Charlie's work when you see it, because unlike... We saw a guy on CNN this morning, George and I, had one of the most outrageous-looking wigs I have ever seen in my life. And all you do is just laugh and laugh and yuck it up. Ridiculous. And that's what they'll do to you, too, if you put a muskrat on your head. But with Charlie's new skin-like hair system, it's 100% undetectable. Looks like the real thing, like real hair that's growing out of your scalp, and that's what you want. And you have nothing to lose but your shiny, ugly bald spot, because you try Charlie's system for 30 days.
About 30, man.
For a month, and after a month, if you don't love the way it looks and feels, if you're not getting, like, tons of action, return it for a full refund. Make the call today, toll-free, 1-800-321-2413. Tell Charlie you heard about it here on the Neil Rogers Show and get a special $200 extra discount off the regular $800 price of the best-in-the-universe natural hairline system. Here's the toll-free number. Call today. There's no obligation. Call 1-800-321-2413. That's 1-800-321-2413, or on the wicked web, it's charlesalfieri.com.
When it comes to entertainment, we've got the biggest personality.
Oh, my God.
Neil Rogers, weekdays 10 to 2. Sports Radio 560. QAM.
God. It's the moment. I like it when you do-it. For you it's easy. Oh, yeah, the way you do it. Hey, Mr. Moment. You teach me the do-it.
Oh, no. The door.
Mr. Moment. I think you're really with it when you do the toys alive. And it's not Hey, Mr. Moment. Let's try it. 1, 2, 3.
You mean the door.
It don't mean a thing when I use my own two eyes, or like when I go upset. Hey, Mr. Moment, please teach me how to say it. Hey, Mr. Moment, you gotta teach me how to go.
Now you.
Hey, Mr. Moment.
Yeah?
What does doy mean?
I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't never said do. I got your door right here.
133, 27 before the doy man himself comes along. A man who pleaded guilty to taking part in a cross burning several years ago in Pratt, West Virginia, lost in his bid to be mayor. Wasn't that good news?
Yeah, it is.
Greg Bess, no relation to Bess Truman. Greg Bess garnered 41 votes in Tuesday's nonpartisan election, coming in a distant second to Ann Neese, a social justice officer at West Virginia University Institute of Technology, who got 104 votes. 2 other candidates got fewer votes than Bess. Bess, a coal mining contractor and chairman of the town's utility board, has said his role in the 1999 cross-burning was exaggerated and was more of a joke that just got out of hand. Just for the record, Greg Bess is not a racist, Bess said before the election. Bess pleaded guilty in 2001 to a criminal conspiracy charge, telling a federal judge that he built the cross and carried it to the residence of Lucy Roberts, who was at home babysitting for a 2-year-old biracial granddaughter. Well, it sounds like just a joke to me, don't it? He was sentenced to 30 days in jail and 3 years probation and fined $1,000. I think that the citizens were making a statement that they didn't care for Bess's behavior and his participation in the cross-burning, he said Wednesday. Pratt is a southern West Virginia town of about 530 residents. 530. You know, it's a good thing that Josh got to watch Deliverance a couple days ago.
Why is that?
Because, well, now you can get a better insight as to the nature of the people who are running America these days.
Yeah, that's actually what I thought about when I was
Right,
watching.
the people who have taken over, the Aintree crowd.
President Banjo
Sure got to
Boy.
put him out. That's this crowd. You better believe it. They're all kin, man. Pittsburgh, an accountant. I got a whole bunch of these goofy stories. I love them. An accountant whose motto was live until Friday. Kind of like that movie, Owning Mahoney.
Yeah.
Oh, and I got bad news for you, George. I knew I forgot something.
What?
Bad news. Amazon.com says,
Oh, it's like North by Northwest.
Well, you know, they had sent me an email here sometime back and said in order for us to postpone the date and not cancel the order, you have to click here. And so I clicked there, and I thought I had it all done. I'm pretty sure I did. You know, I clicked it. And now they're saying, well, because you didn't respond to yada yada, you unfortunately have had to cancel. So what I'm going to do is I'll go buy it.
All right. While you're on vacation,
Northwest.
right?
I beg your pardon?
While you're on vacation.
Yeah, I got plenty of time. In fact, what I'll do is maybe I'll buy it there. No, I'll buy it here and I'll mail it from there.
Okay.
I'm sure as hell not going to bring it to you.
All right. Yeah. Who needs that?
No, because if I brought it, then I have to see all those people there. I'm not. In fact, I probably won't see any of you again. You know, it's been a lot of fun.
Bye. we got your picture over here.
I beg your pardon?
We got your picture over here on the wall.
Yeah, that's right. Look at the picture. I was younger then anyway. An accountant whose motto was live until Friday pleaded guilty to stealing between $1 million and $2.5 million from clients and lavishing strippers with gifts and jobs. John J. Bowman, 52, no kin to Travis Bowman of Shaler, or Venereal Bowman, pleaded guilty Tuesday to defrauding 11 clients between 1994 and 2002. According to prosecutors, Bowman spent client money at a strip club, dropping more than $1,000 a night. He also hired young women to work at his now defunct business, Bowman and Associates. He hired a stripper as a secretary and gave her $20,000 for a down payment on a home and paid her $600 a week. The plea agreement calls for Bowman to make restitution. He's scheduled to be sentenced September 23rd. Live until Friday. That was his motto.
All right.
And we're trying to do it here. Only got like 24 minutes to go today, and then, of course, tomorrow. A humongous show. I think all great comedy bits tomorrow. Don't you?
Okay.
Doesn't that sound like a winner?
Cop out. I mean, yeah, winner.
No, I wouldn't do that. Like I said, on Monday, I'm thinking all comedy.
Ooh, yeah.
Golden Retriever summoned to court. Now, my Golden Retriever was never summoned to court, and that's a good thing. Newton, Massachusetts.
Never got a subpoena?
Murphy is awaiting his day in court. The question is whether court is ready for him. Murphy is a 3-year-old Golden Retriever who received a summons last week to appear in Newton District Court to answer a complaint that he was walked without a leash at least twice and was not up to date on his dog license. Actually, it wasn't Murphy, but his owner, Stephen Dean, who was supposed to get the summons. He can't read, so I signed it on his behalf requesting a hearing, Dean told the Metro West Daily News of Framingham. I don't even know if they'll let him into the courthouse, especially if he drops the number on the floor. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be a great editorial comment?
That would be. Is that your plea?
Have you ever seen a Golden Retriever doing the old squat? Believe you me,
I have.
It's a very serious piece of business. Newton police fined Murphy $25 for not having a leash and $25 for not being licensed when Animal Control Officer John O'Connell stopped Murphy and his master June 3rd. Court Magistrate Henry Schultz said in his 35 years at the Newton District Court, he's never heard of a dog receiving a ticket. He must not know about those people in California where the chicken got the jaywalking ticket.
Right.
I think Murphy's the first offender, he said Monday. We've had people bring their dogs into the courthouse, but not like this. What are we going to do if Murphy appeals to a higher court, he said. Ain't that cute? Kind of like like that.
Like
yuck, yuck.
Court.
That's probably the kind of humor they tell up there in the woods in Aintree. That's probably the kind of jokes they really yuck it up pretty good, I would think. And like I said, these people are now running the country. The hocus pocus, family focus on the family, hocus pocus on your family, hocus pocus on them faggots, yay, and all that stuff. And, of course, the anti-science, the flat earth crowd, they're running America. 21 till 2 at QA, and
I'm a little bit country.
I'm a little bit rock and roll.
You fairy.
And we both show off our long hair.
When we sing on American Idol,
I didn't cheat like Corey Clark.
I never hit on Paula Abdul.
I'm a little bit country.
And I'm a little bit rock and roll.
He's a little Leonard Skinner. He's a little Neil Diamond.
She's a little bit Gretchen Wilson, but she's more Marie Osmond. She don't know how to shake her stuff.
And he don't know how to shake. But no matter who wins,
The whole country will rave.
when this whole thing is over, we'll both have record deals.
And unlike Ruben Studdard, I won't spend it on Happy Meals.
I hope the viewers will give me all their votes.
I hope they can forgive me for powdering up my nose.
Kelly Clarkson, if I die,
Clay Aiken, shut your hole.
'cause I'm a little bit country.
And I'm a little bit rock and roll.
He likes to powder his knob, like I said the other day. 145 at 560 WQM. Here's some good news.
What's that?
You know those two drunken pilots?
Yeah.
Well, they're going to remain in jail until they're sentenced next month after they were denied bail today.
All right.
Dade County Circuit Judge David Young had an edgy tone as he addressed pilot Thomas Cloyd, 47, and co-pilot Christopher Hughes, 44, and ordered them held at least another 5 weeks. Well, they might just have flown away, you know. They went to jail right after the verdicts were read last week after being free on bail for nearly 3 years while they contested the charges, and guess what? Not free no more. They're going to be held until they get sentenced. Excellent. Don't want no drunken pilot on the plane I get on, I'll tell you that right now. Conversely, charges were dismissed today against the 19-year-old Inlet Grove High School student charged with hacking the Palm Beach County School District's computers. Ryan Duncan of Palm Beach Gardens has agreed to pay $2,025 in investigative costs and complete 100 hours of community service. He also has to write a letter of apology to the district. Well, that don't sound too bad. All he's got to do is say, I apologize. That's it. Right? That'll do it.
Right.
Under the agreement overseen by Judge Lucy Chernow Brown, the 100 hours of community can be waived if Duncan agrees to work with the school district and create a program on the seriousness of computer crime. Investigators believe Duncan illegally obtained a password that let him access district servers. Duncan may have received the login information by looking over the shoulder of a computer technician who was working at Inlet Grove High School in Riviera Beach, where the teen's a student. District spokesman Nat Harrington said in an April interview. Duncan was arrested last month by school district police and charged with offenses against intellectual property, a felony. He was released on his own recognizance. Under the terms of his release, he's allowed computer access only at work, a sheriff's official said. Don't let him on your computer, Josh.
Okay.
He'll be hacking it. Speaking of that, Binghamton, New York. You ever been there? Don't.
Okay, no.
A sheriff's department officer is red-faced and in hot water after leaving her gun in a Binghamton County bathroom. Binghamton Courthouse bathroom. Did I say that right? Let me say it again. In a Binghamton Courthouse bathroom. Okay. The Broome County Sheriff's Department corrections officer removed her .40 caliber Glock pistol by using the facilities, but she left the weapon behind when she left the restroom. I mean, there was a number 1, a number 2, and then like number 9. 45. That was a .40 caliber Glock.
It could happen to anybody.
The gun was found by a civilian who alerted a courthouse security officer. Sheriff David Harder told a Binghamton radio station the corrections officer was without her piece for less than 5 minutes. Harder said an investigation of the incident is being conducted. In the meantime, the officer has been taken off the courthouse detail and assigned to jail duty. He said the officer was very upset over the gun blunder. Don't be doing it again, sweetheart. Ralston, Wyoming. Pam Federchuk, that's her name, Federchuk, swore she was going to attend the Mule Days Festival, even if she had to ride a mule to get there. And you know what she did?
What? She rode a mule?
Federchuk and her friend Tara Lewis traveled some 850 miles on the back of a mule from Alberta, Canada, to her cousin Jay Clark's ranch in northern Wyoming. See, this is more than Aintree crowd. The women rode mules named Sadie and Goliath and brought a pack mule, Angel, to carry their supplies. Mule Days, which kicked off Tuesday, celebrates the notoriously stubborn animal with mule-centric races, rodeo, or is that rodeo, and other events. For their trouble, the two women and their mules will serve as grand marshals for the Mule Day Parade.
Wow.
I thought she was nuts to begin with, said Clark, who said his grandfather, True Hollingsworth, made a similar trip on horseback some 80 years ago to find work in Meeteetse. M-E-E-T-E-E-T-S-E, Meeteetse.
I ain't touching it.
Don't touch those. He told me she'd do it, and she did, Clark said. I'm pretty proud of her. Well, that's great. And, of course, we know about John Madden, right? The Humper called in yesterday. with the lowdown on that. We didn't need to hear no stinking press conference, did we? Because we had the good news from the humper.
I think we should have carried it. Let's carry it today.
Yeah, let's get the press conference. In fact, what's on TSN right now? I bet you they got some ESPN crap on there right now. Maybe they got some Spade. Oh, they got U.S. Open golf now once the spot is open. You want to hear that?
No.
U.S. Open golf. Ooh. Or we could go to the Fear Factor on Extreme TV, Extreme Sports. Or we could do some women's soccer on Fox World Sports.
What do they look like?
It was a slightly awkward height, that, and it was sliced away.
What language is he speaking, huh?
Ooh.
Or we could do Classic Night at the Fights. They're doing a toilet tissue commercial. They're doing a Charmin spot. We don't want to do that. Or
Gus that he's playing a song called Mr. Lucky.
there's old Swivel Mouth. There's my good friend Dick
Probably
Irving
wearing
Jr.
a
talking.
football-type face guard. I don't think
Old
he had
hockey
one on
game
the
from
other
1,000
night.
years ago between Quebec Nordique and the Montreal Canadiens. Let's have that on. What do you say? In fact, maybe we'll tape it today and play it tomorrow. And when you say cop-out, you're forgetting something very important, Mr. Hotshot.
What's that?
That tomorrow there was a mistake on the schedule. But being the honorable Boy Scout that I am, I said, no, I wasn't going to be away tomorrow. I'm going to be working tomorrow.
A mistake
I
you
could have
made.
lied. I saw the schedule. They sent it to me. It said you were on Friday, June 17.
That's right. And then you would have had to work Monday, the 27th.
What was that all about?
That's what you wrote down.
Originally?
Yes.
I don't understand that. Maybe
You
I'm
do it every
supposed
year.
to go
You
somewhere.
do it every year and you argue. That's why I saved the sheet this time.
I do that every year?
Every year you make a mistake and then you argue about it.
I make a mistake?
Yeah.
John Madden is heading to NBC in 2006, and his Monday Night Football partner, Al Michaels, might join him. Might join him. I don't think there's, any question, is there?
Yep.
15 months before its first broadcast, NBC announced yesterday it signed Madden to a 6-year contract to be the analyst on its Sunday Night NFL package. And NBC Sports Chairman Dick Ebersol plans to try to lure Michaels after he's finished calling the NBA Finals for ABC. Michaels and Madden will work ABC's final year of Monday Night Football this fall. And why not, right? It makes sense. Keep them together.
Sure.
I mean, let's see. Michaels will be 87 and Madden will be like 114.
I'm saying that like I care.
Hey, that's big news to use, man.
Yeah.
And Humper called in yesterday. We had the exclusive. It wasn't one of those phony baloney exclusives that some people are peddling on this station, if you catch my drift.
When it comes to sports, we're the authority. Sports Radio 560, QAM.
And hold it.
Just to cover the rash, they have a bit on here in case he was convicted.
Oh, how cute.
Did you see that?
No.
Maybe we want to hear that. It's called I Didn't Beat It.
That's not what I heard.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's only,
Cute.
I like that one better.
Do you? That's wishful thinking on your part.
Phony.
Oh, I see. There's a whole bit here on it. Here it is.
All right.
Used to be rich, but now I am broke. They're gonna sell me for a gun.
so like I said, we wish that would have been the one we're playing, but unfortunately it ain't. Because that's American Justice, baby. 909 votes on the poll. We could have made 1,000 today, Josh, if we'd have put our heads to it, but we didn't care.
Yeah, if you didn't have that interim poll. But
who cares? What's your favorite form of gambling? I don't gamble, 217. Blackjack, 127. Poker, 90. Slot, 69. Sports betting, 66. The lottery, 61. Oh, man. Horses, 42. Craps, 40. Roulette, 32. Cockfighting, 31. The stock market, 22. Russian roulette, 21. They're sitting around the table right now passing that piece around. Video poker, 14. Real estate, 12. Golf, 11. Golf. Highlight, 11. Stock market, 10. Stock market's on there twice, so it's got 32. Dog racing, 10. Euchre, 5. Spades, 4. Bob Euchre didn't get any. Online gaming, 4. Cut it out. Baccarat, 2. Bridge, 2. Billiards, 1. And finally, and bingo got 1. 18 under the G.
Bye, bye, bye.